Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to, at the moment, just an overcast Leederville Oval. It is the live stream, thanks to Hungry Jacks, of the West Coast Eagles taking on East Perth, live from Leederville Oval. Tim Gossage and Steve Thumper Bandy with you in commentary today, and we're looking forward to seeing 12 listed West Coast Eagles players, including that young man, Callum Jamison, who has got a very bright future. Thumper, looking forward to this, and a few troops back on deck today.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, all listening. Yes, it is a welcome sight to see more West Coast listed players in this side. We certainly missed your last telecast, Goss, going down to Shark Park, copping 100-point belting. So that's what happens when you leave us in the lurch. But absolutely.
I gave you a month's notice.
Yeah, I love it, mate. But the cavalry has arrived, and none more exciting than this man here, Elliot Yeo. A long time since he's seen the field, Tim.
It is, and he's never played WAFL League football either. He left as a Colt down at East Fremantle when he was averaging 30 possessions a game. Got taken very high up in the draft by the Brisbane Lions, but he's done a lot of hard work to get back. It's been a slow burn for him. He's going to play limited minutes, but isn't it fantastic that he's here?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be a battle to see who sings the song first in season 2021. I talked to Hamish Brayshaw during the week. He said a lot of these West Coast Eagles players have to get the team song handed out in paper format, just to make sure they got the words down pat. And this is probably their best opportunity they've had almost since round one against the Demons, when they came agonisingly close in that matchup.
They're just simply going to be better today. There's no doubt about that. So just have a look at the players that they've got at their disposal, who are listed players on our senior group. Elliot Yeo, Zach Langdon, and let's just focus on him for the brief time. We'll get you the next 12, but this is what we're expecting today.
Yeah, so Elliot Yeo, I mean, part of his ramp up over the last 12 months is a bit about taking 4 steps forward and then 1 step back. So building up and then obviously feeling some soreness in that osteitis pubis area. And basically, they haven't done any surgery on that area since Brad Ebert. So that's an archaic kind of view of the club, and perhaps around the AFL. So it's just let the bones rest. And then when he starts to ramp up, you start with the strength, straight line running, then change your direction. And then it starts to get into these footy activities like we've had the last 6 weeks. And fantastic to see him back out there today.
No doubt about that, doing his warm-up at the moment. So those players that are listed for the West Coast Eagles on the team sheet: Yeo, Langdon, Edwards, Vardy, O'Neill, True, Foley, Ainsworth, Hutchings, Johnson, Cameron and Jamison, and of course the former listed Hamish Brayshaw as well. So a lot more experience there, and that doesn't guarantee a win, but it certainly does help the balance of the team, and the add-on players and the train-on players that make up the extra numbers, they're going to be more comfortable as well, because basically they're going to have a lot more big-time support.
Well, now there's a bit of competition for spots for those players that are making up those numbers, Tim. I mean, back in East Freo just a couple of weeks ago, it was everyone's getting a game who's fit and available, and now there's position for spots, makes it far more interesting.
It does. Nathan Vardy is a key component of the top team as well, so he provides that big man power. Mark Hutchings is just getting another game under his belt, and Jared Cameron's another one. Hasn't had a lot of the football in his WAFL return so far, but the best part about it is his work rate has increased as he's gone on, and he's going to, I think he'll enjoy today. And at the moment, it's overcast. We're led to believe the end of the world is going to end at some stage this afternoon with the weather-wise. But we're anticipating fine conditions early. It's a chance for those players on top of the ground. East Perth is led out on the ground by their fill-in skipper, Angus Scott. And they're chasing their first win as well.
Now, watching wasn't last week's game, stayed by obviously, but the week prior they took on South Fremantle. I don't think anyone gave them a chance in hell to win that performance. And not only were they admirable in the game, they were almost pinching it by the last couple of minutes. Just a couple of shots going askew, and they really could have snagged one there. But very strong midfield for East Perth. That's probably their one wood. They do have a developing forward and back line, and obviously this is their best chance to notch AW in the win column.
Just want to make mention too that I went to Camera House over there in Leederville before I got here, and picked up a new set of binoculars because I put my car into the smash repairs during the week, and guess where my binoculars are?
Spewing. So they're having a good look around Perth at the moment.
So I've got a new pair, so please don't blame me if we get it wrong. Looking forward to today's game. As you said right there, we saw the ladder there. Both these teams chasing their first win, and fingers crossed it'll be the West Coast Eagles WAFL team.
It's funny, the last time we were at this ground watching an identical matchup with these two, East Perth, West Coast, it was back in 2019. It was the wettest game.
Yep.
Just talked to Drew Petrie downstairs, the dish. I said, do you remember the game Thursday night 2 years ago? He said, Thumper, that is the wettest game of footy I've ever played in.
Incredible.
And where's he from? He's from Melbourne.
Correct. It was unbelievable, the weather. For those who remember, on the Thursday night it was.
Mate, Patrick Bynes missed a goal at the top of the goal square on that day, and we almost understood. We went, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
You can hardly see out there.
I will say this, the condition of the ground and the drainage of the ground has improved. Now, remembering to the left, about 60 metres out in front of the Subiaco members area, that is like a swimming pool, and that's where all the water used to run to. It used to be a real issue down there. This is fantastic, isn't it? Look at this, is the East Perth football players giving little hats and to the East Perth, the kids who are out there in their jumpers. This is absolutely brilliant.
Awesome.
Grassroots footy doing their thing, and the kids are absolutely pumped. That is attaching yourself to your local ground grassroots football club and area, and the kids of the future. They would be absolutely thrilled with that. Well done to the Royals.
Little mini bucket hats, Tim. I don't think you could pull one of them off, but the kids doing it in style.
Good on you, Pinhead. So look at all the parents out there taking photos. Ben Johnson's been getting plenty of the football as well. Down back, of course, he's been doing a pretty good job. Now, the West Coast Eagles have gone through their mid setups, and Nathan Vardy, Callum Jamieson will certainly control that the aerial contest there, and that's where the West Coast can really make it happen today. They've got a really strong midfield, albeit not a lot of AFL experience with some of their running mids, but enough there around Hutchings, Yeo and Vardy to really get something happening today.
Yeah, so the emergencies for the West Coast Eagles, I believe, for the AFL game, Xavier O'Neill, who's come back and going to get a game today, as Zach Langdon's going to return as well, which means Jackson Nelson, Jermaine Jones, they're the two over east at the moment who won't be getting a game, and one of those will be the substitute for GWS.
And no doubt about that. I'm just trying to find where Zach Langdon is in this setup right here, right now. Just looking down there, he doesn't look like he's in that mid group that are running right underneath our nose.
I reckon he's got the red jumper on in the far corner.
Corner, yep.
But the viewers can't see much of that, so push on.
The gun's out. There's Nick Robinson. He's nominated himself, the former Brisbane Lion, who's come back to WA. And this is his second year with the Royals. There he is. There's Zach Langdon. He doesn't have the red jumper on, but he's certainly got the guns out. There he is, Zachy Langdon, who will add a lot of speed and grunt work for the West Coast Eagles today.
How are those calves? They look Johnny Drama implants, don't they?
Yeah, they're big.
My goodness.
Yeah. He's got a bit of ink work happening on that back left. Do you know what that is?
No idea. I don't get that close. He doesn't let me be that close next to him. Distance, Thumper, distance.
Yeah, exactly right. Looking forward to this one, and I hope you are too. Thanks to Hungry Jacks, of course, and East Perth chasing their first win, as we have mentioned. And a bit about the Royals team as well. They've got Stan Wright, of course, who returned after a year playing with Wembley in the B-grade amateurs. He's a former winner of the Jack Clark Medal, which was the best player in the Colts competition, I think 2015. Nah, it could have been 2015, or might have been 2015.
So how long was his stint at Wembley for?
1 year.
Okay.
1 year, went away, and then got drafted, asked to return. Started in the reserves, which was a bit of a surprise, but has been a pretty good contributor. Of course, he's a housemate of Josh Rotham.
I'll tell you who I passed just walking here at Leederville Oval was Christian Amajuri, the 21-year-old. He has got a monster frame on him for a midfielder. He's going to look the part at WAFL level, I think. Yeah,
he certainly would be. There he's in the middle of the ground right now, or not amongst that group right now, but the group that are in the mids doing their work. No Jackson Ramsey, of course, still on the sidelines. The team getting captained by Angus Scott. And Angus Scott, very, 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 when you speak to a couple of other WAFL coaches, unlucky not to be in the state team.
But do you think the rain will benefit Tim? There's no doubt it's going to come and come hard. It's a matter of when. Do you think it's going to favour a team today?
No idea. I've always been a funny believer in the rain. I mean, it has a lot to do. It has a lot to do with body shape and the like. But I just think the best players handle all conditions. The West Coast have got a much better lineup today. East Perth will start favourites simply because of the form guide that suggests they're probably in better form. And as you mentioned, we've got a toweling down there against East Fremantle. This is a much, much better team today. We're up to around 11 or 12 players out there today. I think West Coast can get the job done today, and I think rain, hail or shine.
Well, Scott Jones, a quality ruckman for East Perth, but I think one of the biggest ins, if it does absolutely bucket down today, will be Nathan Vardy coming in for the West Coast Eagles and giving his mids first use, or just get the ball moving in that general direction if it starts to flood. Coming off some plantar fascia soreness. He missed a couple of weeks, recently got injured against the Dockers, and great to see him back out there.
And I missed the Scott Jones in my...
I noticed that. Who's rocking for him in your notes?
A jang.
That's fair.
So I do apologise for missing Scotty Jones. There he is, the big fella, the big unit. right there. And then Jang, of course. He's another one that a lot of people genuinely thought should have been in the state team as well.
Well, has he nominated himself for mid-season draft? I know there's a few
yes, he has.
players that have.
Yeah, I think Jang's in there, no doubt. Nick Robinson definitely is. As I mentioned before, many people believe pretty unlucky to be off of Brisbane's list, and he's been dogged by injury. Had 30 possessions in the first game against Subiaco, and then has been injured for a bit, but just made a return in the last couple of weeks. Good conversation. Elliot Yeo in that group, but Hamish Brayshaw, the skipper, speaking to the playing group as they go into position here. And the West Coast Eagles will be going to right of screen. So they're going to the city end of the ground, thanks to Hungry Jacks. Don't forget, let us know what you're thinking of the commentary, or if you've got any questions, we'll do our best. Thumper calls the ball by bull. I'll keep an eye on the social medias. We'll give you around-the-ground scores as well from the other WAFL games. And for those who are East Perth fans wanting to know if we do lean towards the West Coast Eagles in our commentary, the simple answer there is yes, we do, because it is a WAFL Eagles live stream. It is we who put this together and put it on, and of course the rival WAFL clubs do benefit.
And a battle of the old alignment today, Tim. I wonder if there's still a bit of bad blood there from East Perth, or whether things have just simmered over a couple of years. Yeah,
coming to the bench, Eaton, Jang, Stan Wright is also coming to the bench. And number 29 for East Perth also coming to the bench, and that's Jack Cooley, the former Tiger.
Could you get a handier midfield inclusion? My goodness. Bit of leadership there, I dare say.
Yeah, and Xavier O'Neill, who's right on the cusp, and Adam Simpson has said several times, has been quite... he's probably almost too good for WAFL and just needs more time in the AFL setup as well. But unfortunately, when players come back, sometimes the inexperienced ones are the first ones out. But what about that? Vardy back, Yeo back, O'Neill didn't make the trip. And you can throw in, of course, Zane True, who's a very good player. All right, thanks to Hungry Jacks. We're at Leederville Oval. It is WAFL action, and both teams chasing their first win of the season. The Eagles kicking to the right of screen, East Perth to the left, and to call all the action is Steve Benny.
Very exciting contest about to be delivered here at Leederville Oval. Who will break the duck first in season 2021? The umpire raises the ball to the sky and says, let's get things rolling here. Massive game for both sides. It'll be Nathan Vardy up against Scott Jones in the ruck to kick things off. Clever tap there from Yeo, imposing himself early doors. Foley try and breaks through the tackle. Gives off to Johnson. Edwards calls for it wide. Back to Johnson. Usually a prolific ball user, but intercept by Kerr on that occasion. Squares it up. Lynch wants corridor. Robertson obliges. East Perth switch with authority. Scott takes it. Has the run of Edwards Baldwin. Bit of 1-2 with Scott. Lowers the eyes. Blee. The voice of Amajuri out wide. Contested ball up for grabs. Well done by True, who wins it. Ainsworth, handball. A little bit errant. So was the follow-up. West Coast retreating in territory. Ainsworth just gets out of the way of an Amajiri hit. Hilly's kick is smothered on the outer side. We'll have a throw-in right forward flank for the Royals. Well,
the East Perth are going to be one down already because Jackson Cale is out. He's done a hamstring in the virtually the opening squad, and of course this is a player with 29 games experience. Should have played a bit of played all the underage state squad stuff, but he's gone down the rooms. Looks like a left hamstring injury after the first bounce.
That is the earliest hammy I think I've ever witnessed in football.
Yeah, he looked pretty disconsolate going off the ground. He looked up at the coach's box, so they've made a change already.
Edwards kick to the wing. Can't be handled on that occasion by North, but East Perth take control. Eden just bangs it long to half forward. O'Neill from behind makes a contest. Good body work there from Edwards.
That's over the ball.
Wraps up his East Perth opponent, and Goss, you've called it. Early kick for Luke Edwards.
Yeah, pretty obvious there. So plenty of early possession for both teams, but West Coast need to get over the halfway line, of course. And then they've got to try and keep it in, so the switch is on.
McGee at full back. Continues the switch. Out wide to Busher. Coming across from the Demons is Jordan Busher. Kicking board. Edwards has it again. His kick's precise, finds the skipper. Brayshaw turns and goes to the wing. Elliot Yeo. Class. Good contested grab in front of Scott. Wheels around. Booming kick to half forward. Asks something of Rebillard.
That's not 50 metres, umpire.
North takes a good grab, and he's allowed a bit of friendly work there for the man in green.
Yeah, not convinced that's 50. Here's the replay here. Oh, look, he had nowhere. Mahug arrived, Rebillard, arrived exactly the same time he took the mark. And if he'd tried to sport, still would have been 50. No, that's a tough call.
All the play on the far side, early doors here. McGee jumps in. A little bit of untidy kicking from both sides early doors. Edwards got it on a string in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, been very busy early. That's a good sign.
Moves it quickly to Ainsworth. Marlin to O'Neill. String of hands from West Coast. Elliot Yeo dominating the wing out there early doors. Lowers the ice to Brayshaw. He wheels. Spears it to half forward. Tough bouncing ball for Langdon. Masando tries to shrug the tackle, does. Good strength there. Blee on the outer side just launches it forward and over the top. Quality sport for Fitzgerald.
Yeah, solid. A bit of wasted ball from West Coast, and especially going forward, which has been a bit of a problem when the ball gets out a bit too easy once they get centre forward. So they want to be working on that. They've got to get some locking going on, and that's the smalls like Cameron and Hug and a couple of others. They've got to work extremely hard to keep the ball in their front half.
Vardy and Scott do battle. Good hit out there from Scott. Edwards tries to tap it away. Amajuri follows up nicely. High ball, centre half forward. Good spoil from behind. Rebillard taps it, looking for his teammate. He's going to collect it nicely as Busher. Good support Foley, even better smothered there from Magro. Ball spilling towards the boundary line. Masando and Foley see it out. 4 disposals, 3 kicks and a handball for Luke Edwards early, of course, and a couple to Zane True, Braden Ainsworth and Hamish Brayshaw also getting a bit of the football. Cameron goes off the ground, so he's taking an early break. And a couple of Mark Hutchings about to check into the game on the boundary line. We've had no score after about 5 minutes. Vardy takes front position. It's all Kerr in the hit zone though. Sends a high ball to half forward inside 50. Good spoil from Fitzgerald at ground level. Schumacher, no relation. Can't get his handball clear. Clever work there from Simpson. Young snaps it inboard. Right place, right time. Magro takes an uncontested mark for the Royals.
Yeah, squared ball. I don't think he saw Magro. I thought he just pulled it back on the left, unless he got the early call. But this man that's sporting one of the all-time great mullets and plenty of ink work, and a great name, a name synonymous to the East Perth Football Club, Stan Magro, of course, is lining up to get the first goal. In fact, any score on the board, and we've played coming up 6 minutes.
Kicked a couple of goals last occasion against South Fremantle. Got a booming left foot kick, won't need it all on this occasion. Starts at dead centre, doesn't deviate, and the Royals strike first.
Well, that's just basic footy, isn't it? It's footy 101. Get the ball back into the corridor, especially in the tight situation on the boundary line. I'm not so. Here it is here. Well, maybe he did see him. It was a genuine pullback, but gee, that was pinpoint. It was between 3 West Coast Eagles right there, 3 defenders, including Braden Ainsworth. So that's a wonderful kick, and Magro made the most of it. And the best part about that kick, I thought, from Magro, is he kicked it hard, he kicked it long, he kicked it strong. He didn't just try and poke the ball through.
The ideal start for East Perth. Goals are going to be like hen's teeth here until the rain starts coming.
Yeah, Jackson Cale's just returned to the bench, but he's done for the day. He's sitting on the bench, so they're down to 3 on the bench, East Perth.
Incredibly stiff. Could have been the warm-up, really. A minute into the game. That minute either side of the sirens cost you a man. Brutal.
Yeah, you're right. It happens in the warm-up. You can cover, can't you?
Ball back in the middle.
Good bounce.
Vardy and Scott again. Vardy, decisive. Hutchings, great to see him back in the lineup. To Yo. What a couple of names combining there for the Eagles. Brayshaw goes underneath it but follows up nicely. Looks for O'Neill on the inside. Can't handle it. Ainsworth just puts it high into the pocket. Good contest from all involved. Eaton just able to get the handball out to the boundary line. Deliberate is paid. It's going to be West Coast kick too far out to score, you would think, for Langdon.
No real breeze to speak of. In fact, there's none at all, looking at the windsock on the far side.
He wheels around from 60, puts it at the top of the square. Big lead from Vardy from behind. Scott contested well. Hutchings kick smothered. Lands straight into Jamison, and West Coast with a quick reply.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. That's the key. Make a good contest is what Vardy did. Tried to take mark of the year, but brought the ball to ground. Right place, right time for Callum Jamison. As we look at the replay, kick smothered down. It was good smothered by Eaton. Unfortunate for the East Perth defence, but hey, you're standing there and you're at the top of the square. and you get the ball, you shouldn't be missing. So good start. Well done, Cal Jamison.
You do have to put yourself in the right position, Scott, but 100%. I dare say the first 2 goals kicked on this game, it is right place, right time at the moment.
Yeah, 100% it is. So just taking a look at a couple of stats. 5 to Edwards. Elliot Yeo, there it is. 3 kicks in the opening 7 minutes. So every time he touches the footy and gets through unscathed, that's a tick in the box for Adam Simpson and the coaching staff, and also the medical staff. They've been very diligent and very vigilant with Elliot Yeo's return, and this is all part of the process here today.
Last game all the way back in round 11 of season 2020 for Elliot Yeo. He'll be champing at the bit to get out there and play some more footy, and it's glad the dates finally arrived for the great man, the 2-time Worsfold medalist.
Good bounce. He's good, that bloke. It's twice.
Vardy again. Hutchings, good smother from Amajuri. Follow-up tackle from Hutchings is spot on.
Yeah, he's around the ball. Hutch, he's looking on top of his game. Every run under his belt is a good one.
Well, he came back against Swan Districts and then had to spend a bit of time off, so didn't pull up too well. Great collect there from Robinson, streaming through Young, draws the player. A chance for Schumacher, but it was at his shoelaces. Follows up pretty well, gives to Wright, got a good left foot, but that one just doesn't come around and doesn't trouble the scorers.
Yeah, he has got a booming boot on him, Stan Wright. They reckon he's on any given day can kick it like Daniel Rich from the Brisbane Lions, but on that occasion he didn't quite strike it. He had a bit more time than he realised, I think.
Marlon.
He's been good, hasn't he, Marlon? He's not the worst top-up player that we've got.
He's been a constant feature in this West Coast lineup. Mark not paid there from Vardy. Probably a 50-50 call. And have a look at how many bodies in that tackle. My goodness.
And have a look at the boundary line. There's 4 changes being tried. Yo off, Vardy off. Edwards trying to check in, so too Johnson. And Jared Cameron's just back on the ground as well.
Good hit out from Scott, looking for Lynch, but just ran out of real estate. We see Zane True jump off the ground. Luke Edwards back on. Who started the game so well. 1 goal apiece, 9 minutes in here at Leedy Oval. Expecting a tight contest today from these 2 winless sides. Robertson collects. Back feed to Cooley. Second game of WAFL footy. Gets it back. String of handballs from the Royals. Masando wasn't sure which way to go, but just pumps it to half forward. Good spoil from Fitzgerald. Schumacher at ground level. Follows up well. Oh, have a look at that. Luke Edwards made sure he wasn't going anywhere. Tough bouncing ball. West Coast need a bit of composure here.
Nice hands.
Jamison's got some space. Hutchings puts it out in front of Deegan, and he's happy to see it over. So Joey Deegan suffered an ankle injury against East Fremantle a couple of weeks ago. Good to see him recover in time for this contest. Handy top-up player from the North Beach Amateurs team. I don't know if you've heard of them. Fair side.
I'm not going to comment, son.
Left half forward, Jamison.
You're going better than my mob anyway.
Hutchings, a bit too hard to handle for Cameron. Eaton sweats over his opponent.
Got to keep your feet, boys.
Edwards, Baldwin, Masando and North.
Oops,
Oh, have a look at this. Here's a chance for West Coast. In the end, Rebillard left it behind. Fair bit of pressure on this one. Running shot from 40. Smacks into the point post for no score.
There was a great chase down on the effort there, and having a shot was Ty Sears. Probably needed a more of a chop out there from Rebillard. Did all the work, got the ball to him. Probably needed to put the body on just to give Ty Sears a bit more space. Needed 1 or 2 more steps. It was a good chase down by the Royals. But give and protect, that would be the message, I'd imagine, if I was Daniel Pratt.
Love the West Coast cheer squad out the back there behind goals. All 10 of them. Quality form. Oh, that's a strong mark from Dobson. Using that frame to his best advantage.
He's a big unit, Mitchie Dobson.
Let's go back inside defensive 50. Blee.
So both teams just feeling each other out at the moment. There's no absolute dominance. West Coast have just started to find their mojo a little bit in this game, but once again, when they've got to lock it in a lot easier in their forward 50, they're getting it out far too easy, East Perth.
East Perth streaming through the middle now. Jang's got a bit of room. The runner on Magro ignores him. Goes back inside. Kerr can't handle it. West Coast on the counter. Jamison. Back to Brayshaw. Lowers the eyes to Hug.
Gee, that's well done by Jamison. Didn't get sold by Ajang. Ajang tried to suck him in. Looked at the hips. Did really well to force the turnover, Jamison. That's very good football from a young man.
Well, I don't know if Ajang knows how far Magro can kick it on that left side. So poor decision not to give it. Foley to Hutchings inside. West Coast happy to keep control here. The kick to McGee's a bit dicey. Robinson can't wrap him up. And Marlin is able to just find Busher in the end.
I think Hutch wanted to give it to Jamison, but Jamison had his hands on his hips after that chase down tackle on a Jang. Didn't do him any favours.
Ainsworth's kicks on point. Rebillard. West Coast controlling the footy nicely. That handball was a bit errant, but Feeney made it work. Low darting ball inside 50.
Terrible.
It's all East Perth though. Edwards Baldwin under a bit of pressure. Jang can't handle it at ground level. Cameron puts on a bit of pressure, and West Coast have done well to lock it up for a forward 50 stoppage.
More of that. That's absolutely more of that. It's been getting out too easy over the past couple of games that we've seen out of their forward 50. Well played, Jared Cameron. That is exactly what a small forward should be doing. Don't get it, but make them earn it. Try to get it out.
Here's an MO. Don't put it at Jang's feet. Difficult for the big fella to handle.
Yeah, especially it was here on the wing 50 seconds ago, so he's done well to get back down the last line.
Played his first game of footy at 16 years of age, Jang. Unbelievable.
Big unit. Oh.
Heavy congestion inside forward 50. Good work there from Cooley. Provides the tackle and feeds it out. Lynch has a bounce, got plenty of space.
Gets plenty of the ball, that bloke.
Looking for Robinson. Just got a... No, he didn't get a hand on it. It's out in the drum.
Yeah, he normally uses the ball better than that, Aidlands. This is good by West Coast, really good. Forward half now, and again, they're sort of locking it in, which is good, but they've got to get bang for their buck. They need a grab here.
Feeney with a 50-degree lob wedge, puts it inside. Jang, big spoil. A chance here for West Coast. O'Neill releases. Hutchings, very little room on the outside of the foot.
Free kick, coming back.
Very fortuitous, was going to land in the hands of East Perth there.
He's been busy, Hutch, hasn't he? He hasn't been clean. He's been under a lot of pressure every time he's got it. He's around the footy. This will be possession number 6.
Had 21 disposals in his return game of footy this year against Swan Districts.
That was a tough day for him, wasn't it? It was a tough day for everybody up there.
Been a tough month, in fact, Goss.
Yeah.
And this is a chance to take the lead about halfway through this opening term. Mark Hutchings, premiership player. Strikes it from 45 out. Good. Jeez, it had good distance, but just tugged it a little bit.
Yeah, well, he's better than that, as he would know. That's a set shot miss from 40.
Cooley has it for East Perth in the back pocket. Kerr.
So they've got to play the line here, East Perth. Vardy's done extremely well. He has organised the troops. He's going to force them to switch. But now they've got to get right to the other side.
Eaton realises the urgency and
gee, that's a good kick.
Making the most of this moving zone. Good ball movement, East Perth on this occasion. Lynch.
That's clever by East Perth. They were locked in here in the left back pocket. They've done extremely well to work it that far up in the wing.
Not much corridor, goes down the line. Hilly presents. Thought about shifting the handball back to Blee, thinks better of it. Umpire says get on with it. Kicks to half forward. Simpson the target. Tremendous spoil from Vardy. Kills the play.
Yeah, sorry, that's wonderful work by Vardy. He forced the switch initially by coming up on the wing and controlling what was down the ground. East Perth, if they played down the line, they would have kicked straight to Vardy. They transitioned to the other side, but Vardy's work rate to get across there to make that spoil, that is excellent work from the season campaign of the Premiership player. Throw
in just outside 50 for the Royals. Vardy looking for True. Handball back inside to Deegan. Good work from this West Coast midfield. Edwards just pumps it long. Fulgrave stands his ground but can't take it. Sando goes to ground. East Perth still take control. Scott drives it inside 50. Oh, that's strong there from Simpson. Just takes it in front of Marlin on that occasion and chance to put one through from about 25 out. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's Busher who maybe have misread that. He was expecting the longer ball in and he didn't go that far. In fact, it was Jordan Busher. He sort of sagged off that contest and Edward Simpson attacked the footy, so clever work. Couple of goals last game against South Fremantle. I saw him on the other board downstairs. He was the leading goal kicker last year for East Perth. How many, Tim? 13. No good. Good. Gives it a fair whack and the goal umpire doesn't move. East Perth take the lead. Don't forget it was a reduced season, so 13 and reduced season, I think it was 1.5 goals a game. I'd love to know, see this bloke's kicking style. Have a look at him. He's like
so there's the mark, and you see there Bushy
Just in front of Feeney, didn't he? Yes.
Yeah. So I'd love to see the set shot here. Have a look at his kicking
Well,
style.
he doesn't look up, does he?
No.
He continues to look down.
He looks down the
Like
whole
a golf
time.
shot.
Yeah, he's like he's putting. He does not look up at all until the ball is well off the boot. It's a very straight. Here it is here. Watch this for the kicking style. Watch this. Look at that. And that's how he kicks every set shot.
Rarely see it, don't
No, you don't see it. Jeez, a good shape of that, isn't he, Simpson?
Good size.
With that, that's very accurate. So that's a very unique kicking style, and one that many inaccurate footballers at another level could possibly take a leaf out of, because that's a very straight kick.
Can West Coast respond? Zhang, brilliant tap on that occasion. Brings it down to Schumacher. High ball to the flank.
Well done.
McGee was in best position, but Scott pinches it from him. Magro's got it. Going to wheel around to that left boot. Spots something he likes in the pocket. Feeney provides support, but at ground level, Lynch centres the ball. Ainsworth fumbles, has time. Hutchings. Oh, Johnson just can't handle it. Needs to get it to Elliot Yeo. Tremendous tackle, I think, was Hilly. And he makes sure there's a forward 50 stoppage for East Perth.
Is it Hilly? Is that how he's that?
I think so.
Is that right?
What's the E doing on the end there? What are you doing there?
Well, he's got an E on the end of his name. It doesn't necessarily have to say it.
Nah, we'll go with it, Gosh. Good tackle there from Elliot Yeo.
So if you took the Y off your name, what would it be?
Ben. Is that a trick question?
Simple question for a simple bloke.
Ball up. Robinson, confronted by a couple of Eagles tacklers. Lynch.
Good tackle.
Quality defensive work from both sides on that occasion. So what have we played? 19 minutes here in the first term. Very even going from both sides. Couple of out on the fulls and good accuracy from East Perth also.
7 disposals, Hutchings, 6-2 Edwards for West Coast, and 5 for Masando and Scott for East Perth.
Throw in. Vardy just moves Scott off the line. Ainsworth needs another crack at it. Makes contact this time. Big deal. Oh, floating in front, Brayshaw. That's brilliant work. Zhang was lurking.
You can hear him on the Coast to Coast podcast. He was very good on the podcast this week. I thought he was
he was well led by the host, I dare say. He's trying to move past his opponent.
Did you teach him that as well?
Here's a chance for the Royals. Amajuri round the corner. Good body work from Lynch. Makes light work of Marlin. And again, Brayshaw's decision to take on the man on the marks proved costly. Just as I pumped him up.
Yeah, and yourself.
But that goes with the territory.
Coast to Coast podcast. Can get that around. What day do we do that? Wednesday?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday release. Had 35 touches against South Freo. Did Lynch. The chance to be on the goal kickers list early doors. Gives it a good ride. Vardy though.
Yeah, that's where big men should always be.
Good mark there from Nathan. Bit unsure what the next move is. He'd love to be on the end of this kick, I dare say.
Oh, he's got the spiral.
He's given it a fair whack. It's going to go outside 50. Ainsworth with a rare fly. Leafs made a contest. Cooley to Masando. Liked his game last week. The seas parted. Sends it long. Top of the square. Scott is lurking. Good fists from 2 players from West Coast. Lynch has got some space, but he snapped round the corner. Never had the line.
Under pressure here, the defence now. They've got to try and work their way out of this West Coast. Use the footy a bit better. It's just a bit of kick and hope stuff, but hats off to East Perth. They've zoned up very, very nicely, making it difficult for West Coast to do any connection out of this last line of defence.
Jamison's just come on the ground for West Coast. I dare say he's going to be the target for this kick out. Johnson gives it a good ride. No sort of body up from Deegan to help his teammate out on that occasion. Yeo missed the tackle, but Jamison made sure he didn't. Handball back to the wing. North has room and East Perth will consolidate in the back half. Zhang has Cooley on offer if he wants him. Obliges.
Again, Vardy sort of controlling what's down the ground. So he's forcing East Perth to change direction. They're going to get away with this, East Perth. They've got men out.
Switches on. Schumacher needs to give it a ride. Edwards, can he make it? He could have almost got there. Kerr takes it safely in the end. Draws the teammate, North. Good pressure from Deegan, but they have the numbers. Good run from Kerr. Magro just chips the left foot up. Wright's got some space.
Braden Ainsworth off the ground, limping on the right leg. Doesn't look serious, but certainly off the ground needs some treatment.
Wright has Fulgrave out wide. The entry inside Feld 50 is a beauty. Standing uncontested as Scott takes it just inside the paint of the 50. He wheels round, goes quick, gives it a ride. It's trying to come back. Good contest on the line, but Scott just spills it in the end. Had the better of Fitzgerald on that occasion, just couldn't complete the job.
Yeah, Big Jones, Scotty Jones down there. It's a couple of times now that he's almost put his hands on it. Well, he's got his hands on the footy, but hasn't about to clunk it. So, well done in the end by Busher, who forced that ball through from minor score. But they're under siege here, West Coast. East Perth probably should be a bit further in front, just the 7 points.
They've done all the attacking in the last couple of minutes. And whenever they've switched in the back half, it's worked for them thus far. Coming across, Edwards Baldwin can't take it. East Perth numbers at the back of the contest. Scott to North. The switch is on again. The next kick will be the difficult one for them, though. Puts it out in front of Kerr. Edwards corrals. Short pass right was the only option, and that's quality mark in front of Feeney.
Yeah, it's a good mark under pressure.
Well, West Coast was certainly on the turnover if that came to ground.
They might have to come back all this way, I think.
Just moving this West Coast zone constantly in this opening quarter. Dobson has got some space. Handball Blee. Looking to go back to Dobson, but West Coast arrived with some defensive numbers. Edwards Baldwin finds right. Just happy to be moving this ball across half back, seeing where the opening's going to come. Kerr racking up numbers in doing so. To Cooley. He's already doubled his disposals in this quarter for the last week's game, I believe. Yeah,
he's already had 7 disposals already, to go with Lynch's 7, Massando's 7 and Kerr's 7.
Lynch to Young, asks something of his teammate. Ball inside forward 50, gives Simpson a fair chance. West Coast numbers out the back, need to stay composed. Yo, massive don't argue to Scott. And that little chip is perfect from True.
8-2 inside 50s East Perth in the opening 24 minutes.
Hutchings takes it with the fly. See no switch on at the moment from West Coast. East Perth have set up a tremendous zone. Has to just hoik it long.
West Coast have been in twice from 1 goal 1.
Vardy front position.
Take that every day of the week, wouldn't it?
Good pressure from full grade Massando, so nifty through traffic. Kerr. Long ball to half forward. Jamison and Deegan both fly with each other. Umpire wasn't sure who to play it with. Jamison runs away with it. Finds Hug. That's a good kick.
There's no need to play on Jamison, but he realised he jumped off the back of a teammate's head, so probably thought the umpire was going to call play on.
Here we go, a chance. O'Neill, unchecked in the middle of the ground. Goes for a stroll. Short kick. Finds Deegan. West Coast have got some space.
Look at the work rate of Vardy behind play.
Beautiful double lead there on that occasion for Busher, and he takes it. West Coast, much needed shot on goal in the early going.
Yeah, absolutely. Better use of the footy. Well done to Jamison. Attacked the footy. He actually played on it. Probably worked out for West Coast. There was no need to play on because the umpire did pay the mark. But I think Jamison just took the option of saying, well, I'm not sure whether you're going to pay the mark, so I'll just play on. And that's worked out in the Eagles' favour, lining up for a much-needed goal. And as I said, just a third inside 50 entry. If he connects here, that's a 100% score on the back of those entries.
He was at East Perth a couple of years ago, Jordan Busher. Would love to nail this one. Set shot, 45 out. It's push right. Never looked online.
But that's better. Just simply better. Better use of the footy. Better connection to the forward line. But now they can't let East Perth have easy out. So they've set up a good zone here, West Coast. We've gone 26 minutes first quarter for Hungry Jacks.
Zhang the target. Foley has to have a good crack at even getting fist on the ball. Dobson, hands and knees. Good feed. That handball to no one in particular.
Ooh,
great hard contest there from McGee. Put his head over it. Let's hope he's all right at the bottom of the pack.
Gee, he put his head down there. Oh, yeah, every right to feel a little bit sore and sorry.
Blood immediately, I think.
Yeah, he put his head down and charged at that. He did not take any care for his own welfare right there. And then he's got a cut above the right eye. And he'll be concussion checked, there's no doubt, Jalen McGee. He's a tough cookie, mind you.
Former Claremont Tiger, 5 games.
Yeah, his old man Ken used to work at West Coast and for many years also was a leading man of Perth Heat baseball. Siren sounds. East Perth 2-2-14 at quarter time, and they lead the West Coast Eagles 1-2-8, and that quarter going about 27 minutes. Goal kickers for the Royals, Magro and Simpson. And the goal kicker for the Eagles was Callum Jamison. Hope you're enjoying the action. Elliot Yeo's return to football after a long time out. It's been an impressive start by him and a good game of footy. Hope you're enjoying it. Thanks to Hungry Jacks. East Perth 2-2-14. West Coast 1-2-8. So there's the Magro goal. That was off a set shot. And that was just the smother by Eaton. Right place, right time. Jamison. Welcome back to Leederville Oval, East Perth 2-2-14, West Coast 1-2-8. Jeremy Barnard continuing to talk to his troops. Daniel Pratt's done his work with the Eagles. In that first quarter, leading stat getters for West Coast, 9 to Hutchings, 6 to Edwards, 5 to O'Neill, 4 to Ainsworth, Brayshaw, and of course a lot of attention on Elliot Yeo. 3 disposals, 3 kicks, 1 handball, 4 disposals total and 3 tackles. And for East Perth, at the top of their ledger was Rowan Kerrs, had 10 disposals, and Aidan Lynch has had 8. The goal kicker for the Eagles is Callum Jamison.
Yeah, quality start from West Coast, and being competitive in this game is certainly what it's all about, especially having a look at their last 3 performances. And when you reflect back to their opening quarters, Tim, and really not giving themselves the best chance going forward in the contest, the floodgates were open in those performances. Yeah,
East Perth 4-1. They go against East Fremantle, should I say, 4 goals against. They only scored 1-4. Peel Thunder, it was a 6-3 first quarter, and Swan Districts it was 4-0. So today 2-1. That's a win for Daniel Pratt and the West Coast Eagles. A much better start, stopping the scoring and not getting blown off the park and chasing their tail, but that helps having a lot of experienced players back in the lineup.
Still dry here at Leederville Oval. Yes. Fantastic signs. It won't last for too much longer. Certainly doing our rain dances up here to prevent it.
Good touch here.
Ainsworth. O'Neill. Long driving ball, centre half forward. Good spoil going back. Eaton at ground level hug. Here's the voice over the top. It's Rebillard. Open dead in front. Oh, he's pushed it to the right, had a couple of players on, but still had space to jail that, did Liam Rebillard.
Still should have given it to Jamison or Langdon, no doubt. The bloke who's 10 metres closer to goal with no one ahead of him, under no pressure, had to be a handball. Had to be a handball.
Early chance goes begging. East Perth. Eaton has a bit of a trot out of full back. Thumps a long ball. Good contest from Ainsworth. Been in a few marking contests early doors. Jamison gives back to that trusty right boot of Braden Ainsworth. Langdon competing with a couple, and in the end, Eaton takes it uncontested.
Yeah, I think the free kick's going to go the other way.
So Langdon just moved Masando off the ball.
Yep.
Umpire calls play on. To the wing. Eagles with numbers. Comes off the hands of Fitzgerald. Good ball movement from Schumacher. Handball inside, but West Coast gain control. Ainsworth again, can't get off the right foot. Tough ball for Hug to handle. The Royals with numbers. Blee back to Fulgrave. Chain of handballs. Dobson says enough of this. Thumps it long, and it's a nest of West Coast Eagles. Busher has got an eternity with a footy. Just decides Feeney on the wing's the best option. All the play on the far side at present. Fulgrave at ground level handles it well. Blee, Kerr. Dobson can't handle it. Ainsworth puts his head over it. Great follow-up tackle from Yeo. East Perth under a fair bit of pressure to get it out, and Amaturi can't handle it cleanly. Young saves the day. Kerr. Robertson feeds it to Masando at halfback. Again, they just can't really clear the ball at present time. This is good Eagles pressure. They're getting themselves into a bit of trouble with handball. In the end, they're going to work this out. They've got the spare number on the wing, and it's Scott. Bit of a Bronx cheer from the East Perth locals.
I reckon it was about 10 handballs in a row, if not more.
Magro wheels around. Ooh. High ball. Simpson's got a couple to compete with. Ainsworth didn't want any part of it. Good spoil from Busher. O'Neill weaves through traffic and finds Edwards.
Yeah, smooth by O'Neill. Very smooth.
Frenetic play in the last couple of minutes. Oh, no, that's no good at all. Jared Cameron goes to ground. Got his ankle tangled up underneath Edwards Baldwin, and you can tell immediately that was no good.
This doesn't look good. Absolutely doesn't look good.
Oh, it's out of frame, but my goodness, you just knew from the get-go. And anyone that's done a good ankle will be squirming in their seat right about now.
Yeah, and the East Perth trainers and medical staff were bounced straight out off the bench there. They were the first ones. It was happening right in front of their bench. He's trying to get to his feet.
Let's hope it's nothing more than just a severely rolled ankle at this point. He needs assistance to get off the ground at the moment as Jared Cameron. And that's horrific news for a West Coast Eagles list that has just been absolutely destroyed by injury in season 2021. He had his groin troubles in the pre-season, hasn't had a good run of it of late, Jared Cameron, and this is just adding more fuel to the fire of disappointment for that young man.
Yeah, went up, took a very good mark, and then came down Now putting a little bit of weight on it, which is a step in the right direction. I first feared that he'd broken his ankle the way the East Perth bench jumped up. Thought they must have seen or heard something right up close and personal, but he's starting to move a little better now. He actually is moving a lot freer, still in a lot of pain. Probably won't see him again, no doubt about that.
Ankles are funny ones, Goss. You get a bit of heat and movement through it. He could soldier on, but we'll have to wait and see. Long ball down the line. Edwards-Baldwin gives to Blee, short pass, a spot on. Oh, Fulgrave just played on, had no awareness whatsoever. And Foley takes him down with the tackle.
And Ainsworth dislocated a finger and they can't get it back in on the bench as well. They're trying to work that out as well.
Sees Jamison from behind, bounces off his chest in the end. The umpire's going to pay a kick and it's going to Eaton for East Perth. So both teams down to 21 players at the moment, with Cahill doing a hamstring in the opening minute. And Jared Cameron will be assessed down in the rooms for the West Coast Eagles.
The Eagles are down to 20 because Ainsworth's gone into the rooms as well to get that finger. They can't get. They tried to get it back in on the bench. They couldn't get it back in. He looked in a very, very unhappy situation.
Let's hope we have no vision of that whatsoever for those production crew in the truck. Deegan provides a bit of support. East Perth with numbers. Edwards-Baldwin backtracks north. Has Kerr down the line. East Perth having a little bit of trouble getting the ball out of their defensive half so far in this term. Yo attempts to spoil, but Robertson takes it on his chest.
They would play together, wouldn't they? Brisbane Lions.
Oh, that's a great fun fact, Goss. Don't mind that. Every chance. Lynch. Doesn't have too much in front of him. Very little movement going on. Robinson almost got it back, but Eaton jumps in the way.
He's been good at it.
And this is the switch that East Perth have pulled off so well in the opening term. Kerr, bit of an unnecessary handball to Dobson. This one's more effective. Gets him on the run. Over the top, Blee. Lowers the eyes, has Hilly, half forward, plays on. Kick inside forward, 50, reaching up. Well done from Johnson, getting a hand on it. Getting in the way of Simpson, and he's gone down. I hope he's okay. You don't want 2 injuries in a minute for West Coast.
No, he's not great at it, to be honest. He's up now. He's been given the thumbs up by the trainer. Getting up limping now on the left leg.
Every player inside the forward half for East Perth. An absolute ton inside forward 50 for this boundary throw-in.
Yeah, if West Coast get this footy, they're going to have to certainly work their way out of here.
Out the back, Hilly on the left boot to the goal square. And luckily, Busher just gets a hand on it. No ruckman getting a hand on that throw-in, and Hilly was there to just scoop up the pieces.
And the boundary throw-in here. So, but East Perth have so many players spare behind the ball here that West Coast just kick it. It's going to come straight back in. It's just going to be a repeat entry. So they're going to have to think their way through this West Coast to get this ball out. They've got to get possession first. Shallow throw-in again.
Scott takes it. Tries to run through Vardy. Marlin attempts to get it out of there. Well done from Schumacher. His kick's errant, though, goes across the face and out on the full.
It's a couple of, I don't want to harp on it. I know it's basic, but I'd love to see umpires recall boundary throw-ins. If they're going to recall bad bounces in the middle of the ground, they've got to do the same for throw-ins. If that throw-in went half the required distance, it just gives, it's no advantage to anybody. It certainly does make the life very difficult for ruckman. And the ball just plays to the boundary line. And the idea of the throw-in is to go 16 to 18 metres to get it back into the corridor.
Just the one score in this second term. Point to the West Coast Eagles. We've played 7 minutes. Robinson tries to get boot to ball. Ineffective. Hard footy to be won here. Cooley just throws it on the boot. Inside forward 50. Fitzgerald in good position. Even better contest from Schumacher.
Clever Johnson.
Johnson very clean. True. Can't escape the tackle. Should be holding the ball. And is.
Ainsworth's return to the bench here on the boundary line. There's a bit of conjecture. I think he's okay. He's got his fingers taped, I think. He looks like he's coming back on.
Oh, it's not going the way of West Coast. So I don't know what we've missed there, but I don't know what the free kick was paid for.
Yeah, we might get a replay of that if we can.
It's going the way of True, regardless. Kicks to the wing. Massive confusion out there from the Royals. They weren't happy about the call. Kerr wraps up Jamison, throws him to the deck. Umpire will have it.
Yeah, Ainsworth's fingers have been taped up on the left hand, and he's okay. Here's the replay.
So here he's trying to avoid the tackle with the don't argue. And he must have paid a trip, I guess, but he's got a hand on the jumper.
No,
and I don't see how that's going West Coast way, but you'll take it.
Yeah, every day of the week.
Hutchings hacks it forward. Ball will spill over the boundary line once more.
You know what Jamison does when he flies for the ball? He flies, but he actually tries to take him on his chest every time. like he's got massive. He's got good hops.
So is that a confidence thing, you think?
Yeah, like he's almost junior footy-like, almost thinking I'll just try and take it on my chest and back myself in. Love to see him really go for a genuine clunk when he's getting the chance to run at the footy, because he can jump and he can mark. Just needs the confidence.
Certainly waiting for that frame to fill out. He's a tremendous size at 200 centimetres, but when you measure him up next to Jones, looks like he could fit inside of him. Free kick going the way of West Coast. Foley will take it. Hutchings having a bit of a nine eyes behind him. And he's dacked as well, so it's all happening for Mark. Eventful stoppage.
It hasn't been a great second quarter, has it? What have we gone? About 9 minutes. Hasn't been the most energetic second quarter.
No, but close game's a good game.
Good shepherd off the mark by Jamison.
Foley thumps it long, dangerous area. Varney's got a couple to beat, got hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Masando needs to be clean. Does well getting it to Scott. Schumacher.
Look out.
Back to Scott. Oh. That was a blind kick. The bounce did not favour Magro. True. Wheels around on the left, and Deegan finds a bit of space at left half forward.
Good use of the footy zone, True. Very clever. Could just blazed away. Could have taken the shorter option. Lowered the eyes. Did well.
Got to go long. East Perth numbers everywhere. Sends it to the square. Vardy, normally a good target, but he was just outmatched. Full grade. And Jones on that occasion takes the mark.
Yeah, not a great kick, to be honest. I know they had to get it in quick, but it was almost too deep. It needed to be sort of 15 metres further out into the corridor.
Blee. I was going to say showcasing a little bit of dash, but did anything but. Good smother on that occasion from Johnson. West Coast hemming them in the back half. Dobson's kick in the end finds Eaton.
Gee, they're racking up the stats here, East Perth, but they're not hitting the scoreboard at all.
Short kick. Schumacher goes corridor. That might open things up for the Royals. Jones. He's got Scott out wide. Goes longer than that. Foley provides a contest. Scott at ground level. Gives back to his teammate in Lynch. And Magro, front position, takes it. Just too far out to score, but he's going to give this a fair crack. Have a look at that left leg. A Zhang, dangerous area in the goal square, but goes right through his digits. Young, no, he's gone out of room. Fortunately for the Eagles, that's just trickled over the boundary line.
He just snicked the post. Elliot Yeo has come off the ground, of course, playing on minutes, of course, and he's come off the ground for a well-earned rest.
Probably less impact in that short space in the second quarter.
Yep. Mind you, his team hasn't got the footy much. Full stop.
Again, dangerous areas here in East Perth's forward line. Can they snag one? A Zhang front position. Jamison thumps it forward. Pretty clever in the end. Puts it over the goal line for a rush behind.
Actually, looking at the stats, and of course, at quarter time, Elliot Yeo had 4 disposals, and he still got 4, so he didn't add to his stats inside that 11 minutes that he was on the ground for.
Hutchings, been a little bit more prolific, ball in hand. Johnson, they've got to walk the tightrope here. Langdon goes to ground and just ducking that knee. He's got him out of a bit of jam there. Going to take it. Zach Langdon has played 8 games at the senior level in 2021. Just the 4 goals, though, to his name. I'm sure he would have rather a few more in that column. Long ball. Oh, gee, that's a fair mark there. Going to be play on. Both of them had a piece of it, they reckon. True's going to be run down from behind. What a chase on that occasion from Scott.
Yeah, he's a good player, this bloke. He's a really good player. Captain today, as I mentioned. Many believe he probably should have been in the state team, at least in the squad. So, yeah, he's certainly telling the selectors.
Jones in front position. Rebillard knew he was no match for him, tried to psych him out. Gives to Magro. Going to thump it once more from outside 50. Zhang again the target, but have a look at that from behind. Dobson, almost unchecked, takes it in his breadbasket.
Only a matter of time, wasn't it? They have lived in their forward half here, East Perth, and they haven't hit the scoreboard, so they've hit the 1 point in this term. But both teams have only kicked 1 point, of course, but this really should be a goal from Mitch Dobson.
For his 39th major in his 33 games at league level. Puts that onto the road.
That's my car right there.
East Perth skip away. A couple of goal lead here at Leadable Oval. We've played 13 minutes.
Yeah, look, it's not clean at all, is it, by West Coast? They actually can't get their hands on the footy. If you have a look at the stats, some blokes are just racking up the numbers here. Kerr's had 15, Masando 12, Lynch 11, Angus Scott's had 11, Cooley's had 9, North 9, Schumacher 9. West Coast, they're only one player into double figures, and that's Hutchings with 10. And then Edwards, O'Neill, Busher, True, Ainsworth's had 5. The Little had 6 and 5. So West Coast really can't find the footy. So 149 disposals to 84. So 65 disposals difference. And the inside 50 count, as it stands right now, between these two teams, East Perth 13 and the West Coast Eagles 6.
Certainly not a domination at the contest, though. They've had a lot of that ball in the back half where they've been swinging it. To their effect, mind you, it's worked on occasion. High ball. Good fly there from Hug.
It was well done by Brayshaw. Kept his man off the footy. Clever.
On the left. Has Deegan out wide. Bounce was no good. Edwards-Baldwin takes it. Happy to have the sanctuary of the boundary line.
I saw Edwards-Baldwin make his East Perth debut here against Subiaco in round 1, and he got absolutely smashed and didn't play for a couple of weeks. And the bloke who got him, I think, got a couple of weeks suspension, but he made the exit to East Perth very late in the pre-season.
Former Lion, is he?
Yep.
Jamison front position, wants the back tap to Hutchings. Bit of table tennis on that occasion. Wide ball out of play, and West Coast will get another shot at it. Fitzgerald. Umpire calls play on. High ball. Ajang Jamison underneath this one. Good fist from Ajang.
Oh, well
how's
done.
that movement there from True? He just couldn't get the handball out. The first sidestep was brilliant, but mowed down. And it's your man, Edwards-Baldwin.
He's actually been mowed down 3 times in this quarter, twice holding the ball. One should have been holding the ball, but he got a free kick for a trip. But you know what he's done? He's attacked the footy and he's run through every contest, albeit he's been pinged every time.
Good intercept there from Deegan, jumps in the way. Brayshaw has it.
Baggy trousers.
Long ball. Who's going to fly? Front position was Scott for East Perth. Ball at ground level. Ainsworth with fingers intact. His handball's intercepted, but Hilly can't make the most of it. Oh, he can. He can appeal for a free kick and get it. In fact, that was an Aaron Rodgers type throw back at his face, and lucky not to be 50. So Shane Hilly booted his first goal of the season last week, or last game rather, against South Fremantle.
4 free kicks to 5. East Perth 4, West Coast 5. Umpires having a bearing on the game.
A Zhang long lead, worked hard to get that one. Not too much ahead of him. Oops. Short pass, Magro. It's got to be clean here. Back to a Zhang. Handball along the deck. They're mucking around with it here, East Perth. You don't want the big fella to be picking up at ground level. We've been through this. A chance for West Coast, but even better smother from Fulgrave. Ainsworth's kick ineffective in the end.
Did they hit him in the bonds? Full grab? I mean, the full grab name, they're very tough.
Well, he's not wobbling back to his position, so I think he's all right.
Could have been a Falcon, but anyway, whatever he did, it was a good smother.
Elliot Yeo back on the field for West Coast.
Yeah, so how long was that break? 5 minutes. Elliot Yeo on the bench, come off at the 11, is back on the 16.
Throw in, Jamison, Ajang. Langdon gets a touch on it. Amajuri puts boot to ball.
Yo.
West Coast with numbers. Elliot Yeo, even better spoil from Jones.
Oh, that's a throw.
That's a definite throw. The umpire on the wrong side. Yeo again runs out of room. Amajuri sees him out.
Everyone's appealing for it out of bounds on the full. Yeo reckons it came off East Perth. East Perth reckons it came off West Coast. The boundary umpire said, let's just settle it by throwing the ball back in. Jamison taking a well-earned break. Vardy's checked back in.
2-goal lead here for the Royals. West Coast don't want to give up another one at this stage. Want to be keeping in touch of their opposition today.
So Elliot Yeo is now on the defensive 50. He's ordered Sears back. And Yeo said, I'm not going any further back, so he's going to stand right at half forward instead. There's a kick behind the play here, Elliot Yeo.
Odd roll, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, very strange. I think he just tried to get on a Jang just to man up on him, and Jang did the smart thing and just dragged him away from this contest.
They want to play a loose man back, West Coast, and it's Feeney at the moment. This ball should be somewhere in his vicinity. Magro's going to provide a contest. Feeney spoils it, but it lands directly in the lap of Lynch. Elliot Yeo, that is gutsy stuff. Had no idea what was coming in the other direction. Read it perfectly.
Oh, this is what he's come to, spare man in defence.
Wants Vardy with a long ball. Jones has been quality this quarter. Umpire spotted a free kick and didn't see much of it, but I think East Perth probably had more advantage with the ball going forward.
Yeah, they 100% they did. There's paid advantage now, but it certainly was a hold on Jones.
Kick from Schumacher, inside forward, 50! How are those hands from Simpson?
Eddie.
Just a couple of couple of hands just rising out of the pack. He didn't really see him. There were so many numbers around it, and it stuck clean as a whistle.
Hasn't had a lot of the footy, but we did see him have that set shot in the first quarter. This is the head down, he doesn't look up kick style of Ed Simpson. Kicked 13 last year to be the leading goal kicker. Here it is. Very, very straight arm, stretch of the legs. See if he does it again or whether that was a one-off. Pretty sure it doesn't.
For Simpson's second goal of the day, and their second of the corner. Brilliant stuff there from the Royals. That's a 3-goal lead.
That's how he kicks the footy every single time. And look, he's not a 100 goal kicker. Here's the replay of the mark. Big fly, lots of players going for it. And he did very well to stand his ground in between 4 West Coast Eagles and then backed it up. Here's this kicking style again.
And it's working, Tim.
Yep.
And it's working.
Yep, keeps his head out down over the footy. And that's a handy break. That's a 3-goal break to East Perth. So West Coast have all of a sudden got to stem the flow a little bit. And they've got to start winning the ball out of the middle and winning out cleanly. They're sort of winning a couple of times, but it's a kick and hope, and the ball's coming back after it reaches half forward. So there's just got to be a bit better connection here for the West Coast through the midfield and the forward half.
I don't know what the radar's doing, Tim, but surely this weather is not far away.
No, it's not far away. I'll check on the bomb for you, mate.
Amajuri hands out, looking for Lynch. He was wrapped up. Hutchings barrels it forward. Fulgrave did well to keep the ball in front of him. And Cooley spots Magro with a bit of space on the wing. Goes out of play. That was absolutely clutch from Fulgrave.
Oh, heavens.
Looks like a lot of blue heading our way.
We're in a world of pain, and I reckon we are... Well, the worst of it has already come through the bottom, through Dwelling Up, Serpentine and Carnot. We're going to get plenty of it that's coming down through Quinns and Ocean Reef as we speak.
That's why West Coast really need to pinch a couple back before the end of this half, just in case it comes during the main break. And this 3-goal deficit all of a sudden turns into a 6-goal deficit in the pouring rain.
It is going to come down a lot in the ensuing minutes.
No, you don't need to call Jeff Newman to find out that one. I think we're all
I saw Jeff yesterday.
It's hard to see him. He's pretty short.
It was the type 1 diabetes lunch. Fantastic.
Good hit out from Jones. I've enjoyed his quarter so far. Lynch, Yo, playing the spare man back. Goes to ground. Marlin, Fitzgerald. Yo, no room to operate. Gonna have a throw in right half forward for the Royals. Zhang doing the ruck work against Nathan Vardy. Tremendous to see Vards back into the lineup after his plantar fascia injury. Flared up against the Dockers during that league game. Elliot Yeo again. Ooh. Hunts the footy, driven into the ground. Hard tackle from Jones. And I'm sure Elliot Yeo would have almost missed that kind of contact over the last 9 months.
Yeah, he's going to be a sore and sorry boy by the end of it. Elliot Yeo, but every minute he gets out there and gets through it.
True. Wants to switch play.
Not a great kick.
No one in particular. Kerr had the jump on his opponent in Robiliard. Too far out to score. West Coast still trying to set up their zone. Short kick goes over the head of Hilly. Fitzgerald doing a bit of ping pong with Zane True, and they see the ball out of bounds.
East Perth have 5 players behind the ball, not manning anyone. So they've locked this in. Again, it is all about thinking through it for West Coast. Either a switch of direction or just lower the eyes and chip up 30 metres, and just keep possession of the footy. Because if they just kick and hope, it's going to go straight down the throat of an East Perth midfielder defender.
Zhang wins the hit out. True does well to rove it, gives to Yo, snap round the body, fortuitous.
So now they've got to think their way through it. There's just no point him just bombing the ball long down the line, because East Perth will just take it uncontested.
That's what he does. See how it ends up. Jamison, great position. Steams out, takes it on the chest.
He had to mark it. There was no other options there. Well done.
Wants to go long yet again. Who's flying? Foley playing a bit of forward time. How's that? Good mark over Hilly. Wants to get it moving fast. Inside 450, Ainsworth. How are the targets from West Coast? The tools, where are they at? Robinson. His handball is errant. Gee, Sears just drops it Good opportunity from West Coast. Marlin breaks the tackle to hug. Sears wrapped up yet again. And East Perth control that emergency on that occasion. A few chances for the Eagles, but they bubbled at the wrong minute.
They did very well, actually, to get all that ball down the side, because they were outnumbered on every contest. Did really, really well, but then it broke down 20 metres out from goal.
Robinson doesn't mind a soccer. Some of the volleys he had out of mid-air against South Freo were unbelievable. And on this occasion, as I'm pumping him up, deliberate.
No, it wasn't. No doubt about that. Umpire's got that spot on. He made no other effort. He kicked it to the boundary and no one chased it down. 100% right.
Marlin does the Babe Ruth, says, I'm going in that direction. Long ball, Vardy and Jamison. Who's at ground level? It's Edwards-Baldwin. He goes to ground. Jamison beset upon by 4 Royals tacklers. Foley. Deegan. Handball out. A chance. Edwards. Wrong bounce. Goes to the left of the goalpost.
Better. Much better. Forward of centre now. Man down for East Perth. Coming out, the trainer coming out. Looks okay in the end, but lock it in now. They need to get bang for their buck. How long have we gone? We've got 24 minutes. Won't be a long quarter. It hasn't been that much scoring. It's really similar to the first quarter.
It's Lynch for West Coast, who's under a bit of duress. That's the one player that I want hobbled for the contest. Vardy from behind gets hands on it. Jamison at ground level does well. Marlin round the body. A chance. Lynch again has to put his body on it. Brayshaw wants to go around the corner. Never had the angle. And sitting on his lonesome is Cooley at the goal face for East Perth. Again, just not taking the chances that they present right now, the Eagles. Edwards-Baldwin at half-back.
Jamison's work rate's been really good in this contest. I've liked his go, even when the ball's on the deck. He's a tiger for the footy. I like it.
Just a chip over the top to Kerr. Former West Perth player, or Ron Kerr.
Yep, Carlton was on Carlton's list for a bit as well.
Sure, was he? Pick 59 you've got here in the notes.
No, that's
in
correct.
2009 for the Blues. No games, I'm assuming, Tim.
Pretty sure he didn't play a game, no.
Long kick down the line. Simpson has front position. Busher does well to compete. Snap around the corner. Gee, that could have been an absolute aerial car crash.
Foley.
Cooley does well, rather. Gets the ball back. Ball at ground level. True just has to get rid of it.
Good.
Ainsworth back feeds, clever. Sears, high ball. Someone mark that. Jamison's going to have a fair crack at it. Oh, wow. No one could read it well in the air. Eaton at ground level. Had some time. Cooley, his kick. Oh, Jang tries to juggle it. Can't take it in the end.
Boundary, surely.
That's just too strong on that occasion from Amajuri. Makes light work of his opponent. Big collision right half forward. Busher involved.
What?
As is Simpson, the kick going to the ladder.
He's paid the push.
Busher a bit sore from that contest. Simpson wants to get it moving fast. High ball, Jones steaming out. Great effort from West Coast to sit in the hole there. Can't tell who it is writhing on the ground, but he's in a bit of stride.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Vardy, long kick outside. Good mark from Langdon. He's got Rebillard in support.
It's Foley.
And Foley prevented an easy mark and shot on goal there. So hats off to him.
Yeah, he's in a bad way behind play. Lower back. He's got him right in the ribs, I reckon.
Kick from Brayshaw's untidy. Missed his target. And East Perth again collect off half back. Amajuri's got space. The kick from right is on target.
He's just sucking it in, Foles. He's hands on hips with the help of some trainers. So I reckon he's just taking the real body by the wind out of his sails. He's trying to stay on the ground. It looks like he will.
Kick down the line, looking for Simpson. Busher sees it over. Gutsy stuff from Foley, though.
Was it ever?
It's just the worst position in football you could possibly be, knowing the train's coming behind you, and you've got to sit in that hole.
Very courageous. Well done, Luke Foley. Absolutely. Scott Jones is a big unit, and he attacked that footy at speed and got him right in the back.
That throw-in's the worst of the lot. Zhang Jamison didn't know what to do with it. Kerr did.
There's a few others on the podium.
Hacked it forward. Feeney, gutsy stuff, but coming
kick
through. I dare say Simpson. Is it Simpson that's going to be winded? No, they're both up, thankfully. Good contest, though. Kerr, short kick down the line.
Foley's down again behind play. He's down again behind play, Luke Foley. And I don't know whether that's still the remnants of the previous one.
That's a big hit, too. The umpire's got to pay that. And the teammates remonstrate on half-time. It was Busher who ran through. Jeez, I can't pick up which East Perth player it is. I think it's Hilly. And it's on here at half-time. The treatment was not well respected from East Perth. Robinson's in there with a bit of wrestle. Jamison in the thick of it.
Stan Wright's in there too.
Marlon might...
Stan Wright's going to lose.
Stan Wright looks like Andre the Giant with his kit now.
Yeah, and there's a new jumper.
And hasn't that fired things up? But in the end, East Perth have the last laugh. They've booted 2 goals in the term and they lead 3 goals. Here's the contest we see on replay. Hilly stands his ground.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Busher ran
wasn't
through
high. He doesn't hit him high. That's no more vigorous than what Jones did at the other end.
I think Busher was a bit late to the contest and had eyes for the body.
Nah, disagree. Disagree. Stan, you're going to have to buy a new jumper, brother. The club can't afford that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, it is half-time. We're finally separated. Hamish Brayshaw, so it's dragging down. It's going all the way down.
Oh, no. So it's going to be a 50-metre penalty,
No. They've just got to get... He's going to have a shot, so he's going to...
Brilliant. I just saw everyone sprinting back to the goal square. I didn't know if it was man on the mark or it was no, don't let it bounce through.
Yeah, anyway, look at that little off-the-shoulder number, Stanley. Nice work by you. There's a bit of mouthing off. Hamish Brayshaw has certainly got in to fly the flag. So let's take a look at these replays of all this action. 4-3 to 1-4, thanks to Hungry Jacks. Let's take a look at the highlights of that second quarter.
He's been good, Jones. I think I've rated his performance. Tough matchup when you're going against a premiership player in Nathan Vardy. As a number of times as Zane True got run down. And Dobson, he get onto the action. Kick a goal there in that second term. Elliot Yeo almost playing a kick behind the play in that quarter, so interesting tactics. And Simpson kicking his second goal of the day also.
Hasn't had a lot of footy, Simpson, but he has got this unique shot-on-goal kicking style. Head down, stays over it, doesn't look up until it's well on the way. And so far, he's 2 for 2 today.
He's made an impact, hasn't he? Causing some dramas down there, and that tackle on Elliot Yeo. How is Foley playing a bit of forward time as well?
Absolutely. It's half-time. The rain is on the way, and that's a handy 17-point lead. 2 goals to Simpson, singles to Dobson and Magro. Jamison, the only goal scorer for West Coast. Plenty of footy for Kerr and Lynch and Scott, the stand-in captain. And just Mark Hutchings is in double figures. Elliot Yeo, so far so good. If you're an Eagles fan and you're keeping an eye on the form of their superstar, Elliot Yeo. We'll take a break. Half-time is on the way. Sit back and enjoy what we have on offer for you. This is thanks to Hungry Jacks, the live stream for the West Coast Eagles in East Perth from Leederville Oval. It's 27 to 10. The Royals in control.
Choose single, double or triple and try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jacks.
Guys, this weekend we're serving Carlton Dry at all the WAFL clubs, and what a great opportunity for you all to go to the bar, grab a pint of Carlton Dry, and that money will then be used to fund the Lord Mayor's relief appeal for those who are badly impacted by the bushfires. I know footy in general got impacted last year, as did businesses and sport in general by COVID. So we think we're struggling a bit, no more so than the bushfire people, those affected by that. So local pub, local WAFL club, first round of WAFL footy, get down to the bar, Carlton Dry, pint of, enjoy it, but also know that enjoying that pint, the money you've tipped over the bar is going to a very worthy cause. I think West Australians, as we all know, are so renowned for their ability to raise money through whether it's telethon and those numerous number of fundraising calls we get. It could be bi-monthly, there's something. But I think we are most generous when it becomes someone who might be in your family, friends, mum and dad, your mate who's had some damage caused by the bushfires, work within the fire brigade, those that are directly impacted by those bushfires. This little promotion by CUB, Carlton Dry, $10 out of your pocket, money so well spent.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Single Aussie, your double Whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
I think moving from rugby to football it's been challenging, but I don't consider myself as a rugby player anymore. I consider myself as a footy player. I've invested so much of my life to football and I've sacrificed a lot. Growing up in New Zealand was amazing. I come from a very, very big family. There's actually 9 of us all together. I spent a lot of time playing sport growing up. I had brothers that played rugby, so I guess I watched them and I was inspired by them. I had a bit of interest from the Australian coaches in my first year, and at the time I wasn't eligible to play for Australia, so you had to live in Australia for 3 consecutive years before you could actually represent Australia.
She has caught them napping. Brilliant individual try by Mika Carter, and she has got a double.
Representing the country that you live in there's nothing like it. It wasn't just the achievement, it was more or less like the hardship that I'd been through to get there. I got a contract in Japan. It was an amazing opportunity that I really wanted to push for, but I ended up turning that opportunity down for Wallaroos. But meanwhile, I actually had a video made for that club, had all my stats, and it had, I guess, my highlights of my rugby career, and they seen it and wanted to sign me straight away, which was great. That video that I had made for that club was discovered from Adam Selwood and Luke Dwyer. I remember him saying, Meeks, you've got what it takes. Like, I've watched you play and you could do it. I just remember this so clearly. He sits me down with LD at this table. They sit me down for 2 hours. They interview me. My life was changed.
Well, Mika Carter, when she first came to the footy club, she's a cross-coder. She had to learn the game, learn how to kick the footy, and coming from a long way back. With her hard work and determination, she's going to be rewarded with her debut for the Eagles.
She's been on a journey of maybe a bit of self-doubt, maybe some external noise, but she's continued to step forward. When we look at football and life, it's about opportunities, it's about resilience, it's about putting your best foot forward all the time. And I'm so proud now to be able to stand here and say, Mika, you're playing.
When they called up my name, it was just a very, very, very amazing experience getting that jersey for the first time. It was like a sign of relief knowing that making the transition was worth it. The camaraderie in the club and I guess the relationships that I've built with the girls has been like phenomenal for me. Being in multiple sports, being in different environments at an elite level, I've never experienced a group of girls that I get to pretty much live half my life with. We're all stained, I guess, by the culture. So outside of footy, this is like my life. Obviously, I'm a hairdresser. I've been hairdressing for 15 years. I started when I was 16 years old. This is my life. I'm here 24/7. I love my job. This is my second passion. The heartbeat of WAFL is to love and serve our clients. My husband being a part of the business is another incredible opportunity for him and for us to work together. It's been an emotional last week, realising that I've got a stress fracture in my foot, but I think this is going to fuel something in my footy career that's only going to propel me forward, and I'm looking forward to the development of my game that I can do while I'm in the place that I'm in at the moment. But I'll become a better footy player by just spending that little bit of time away from the group and recovering and working on myself, working on my strength, working on my kicking once I'm allowed to do that. But yeah, this is just a part of the journey.
This Whopper has no beef.
No beef!
Introducing the Rebel Whopper with a patty made from plants.
I've never had plant that tastes like meat before.
Tastes just like a Whopper.
It tastes exactly like a Whopper.
New Rebel Whopper, 100% Whopper, 0% beef. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Hey guys, Lendy's back with a Kick for Cash competition, but this time it's different. We want to see you.
Beautiful, just what we need. More Nick on TV.
Yeah, great. And out of all blokes, they've got him running a kicking comp.
Kicking, please.
Yeah, they must have lost the big fella's number.
Yours?
Yeah, obviously mine. I'm the big fella.
You think you're the best kick in the team?
Mate, 2018, Port Adelaide after the siren, clutch.
Jeremy McGavin has kicked the goal for the Eagles.
Flower bag.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Anyone kick a drop punt straight, try kicking a flower bag straight.
Try doing it in extra time, in a final, after the siren.
He's kicked the goal. The Eagles have won.
Not bad. Free kick was definitely there, though.
Irrelevant.
We won the game. I'll give it to you.
Oi! GWS, last 10 seconds. On the left, too easy.
And Louis, he gets the kick. Oh, yes! Oh, my goodness!
North Melbourne, after the siren.
And he's put it through. Eagles win.
Mate, that was 9 years ago. And are you shooting another commercial?
Yeah, I'm covering for you two. You both said you were busy today.
Yeah, we are, mate, yeah.
Flat out, Nick.
I've probably still got you on the kicking, though, I reckon.
Righto, big fella. Let's go.
The 2021 Backyard Kick for Cash champion will take home a whopping $25,000 thanks to Lendy. Submit your trick shot video, and if you're the round winner, you'll take home $1,000, tickets to the game, and your video will be featured on the mega screens at Optus Stadium. It doesn't matter whether it's in your backyard, kitchen, or living room, or even at your local park. Get out there and start planning your Lendy Backyard Kick for Cash. Head to the West Coast Eagles app or westcoasteagles.com.au/backyard kick for cash and simply upload your video. T's and C's apply, and winners will be notified before each home game.
All right. Single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, so we've got the reigning champ Blue with us today, and new to the stable Ziggy, so it's her first run today. So we've got two entrants, which will be exciting. I think Blue is another good shot.
I've got Bobby. He's no chance. He's got a bit of put on him at the moment. He likes chasing the ball, so I'll throw a ball and see what happens. He's looking a bit like Gov at the moment, so he's no chance.
I've got Barney here. He's a German Shepherd. He's 4. He didn't go too well last year, but he's been doing a bit of training, so he should be right.
Dolce, I think. Dom's dog, yeah. Little French bulldog might struggle, so yeah, I think she's got her work cut out for her, I think.
Probably Camo, Joe Cameron. His dog's probably going to get bogged in the sand. It ain't too pretty.
I think Simo does.
Simo.
But I think he's bringing a pretty little average-looking dog, so I don't think he's going to win it this year.
Feeling? How's the emotion?
Oh, mate, running high. I'm surprised. Running high for a dog win. I was trying to play it low key. So when he come through, I thought, man, it's a fairy story with Simo giving the dog away. You do a good deed, it comes back to you, mate.
Well, I might cross into breeding dogs now for this race. You know, being part of the winning team still pretty special. You know, we've really missed interaction with each other on a social level. It's been a really difficult 12 months for everyone, as we all know. So keeping these things going is really important, you know, just to have a bit of break in routine, and we all love our dogs.
All right. Single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Guys, this weekend we're serving Carlton Dry at all the WAFL clubs, and what a great opportunity for you all to go to the bar, grab a pint of Carlton Dry, and that money will then be used to fund the Lord Mayor's relief appeal for those who are badly impacted by the bushfires. I know footy in general got impacted last year, as did businesses and sport in general by COVID. So we think we're struggling a bit, no more so than the bushfire people, those affected by that. So local pub, local WAFL club, first round of WAFL footy, get down to the bar, Carlton Dry, pint of, enjoy it, but also know that enjoying that pint, the money you've tipped over the bar is going to a very worthy cause. I think West Australians, as we all know, are so renowned for our ability to raise money through whether it's telethon and those numerous number of fundraising calls we get. It could be bi-monthly, there's something. But I think we are most generous when it becomes someone who might be in your family, friends, mum and dad, your mate who's had some damage caused by the bushfires, work within the fire brigade, those that are directly impacted by those bushfires. This little promotion by CUB, Carlton Dry, $10 out of your pocket, money so well spent.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome back, and that is the light tower, and I can tell you the weather has arrived. It is gloomy. The only thing shining is that, the scoreboard, which shows 4-3-27 to 1-4-10. Nice work to the boys shooting that in very gloomy conditions, Thumper. It's bizarre that the lights are not on.
It looks out of place. It looks like there's a nightclub going on at that scoreboard, and the rest of it is the gloomiest oval in the history.
Well, it is so dark, and the boys, I'm sure, are putting a bit of gain inside these cameras to try and bring the lighter picture. What you're seeing on the screen is a lot lighter than what we're seeing from the naked eye, albeit we're looking through a pretty murky old window. It is gloomy, gloomy, gloomy. Not pouring rain, but it is trickling down. But I can assure you, it is very, very dark here, and the Eagles have got a bit to go. A couple of players, of course. Jalen McGee is out for the rest of the game with concussion, and we won't see Jared Cameron either. He's iced up that ankle, and he's done for the day. And Stan Wright, who went for the beautiful off-the-shoulder number in that fracas, I'm led to believe has gone from jumper number 7 to 22. So
I'm surprised we haven't seen his original 7 scattered out here on the oval. There wasn't much of it remaining after that half-time little push and shove.
They don't make them like they used to, do they? Very hard to rip the jumper when it was wool. No,
made of that Hulk Hogan material by the looks of it.
Yeah, they are very short and sharp, the little number there. So
can I get a light in here? I can't see a thing, Goss. This is unbelievable.
I don't think there is a light switch.
Is this not the darkest scene you've ever seen at a football ground?
It's very dark, and
wow.
I don't think we've got a light switch. I'm out here now. I'm outside.
Nah,
no light switch.
It.
There is a light here. Look, what's that?
Nah, but that'll ping off the screen. We're no good there. Let's give it up.
All right, mate.
Let's just get around the scoreboard. That's where the light is.
Anyway. Any chance anyone listening to us here who runs East Perth?
Any chance is anyone listening, really?
No, there's plenty listening. Checking out the numbers of people who are tuned in on our socials. And there's number 22, or there's Nathan Vardy and Elliot Yo. Good to have them both back. And number 22 coming to the bench, Stan Wright, just ambling off the ground. And they're, of course, down to 3. And I think we are down to 2 on the bench.
We are. So Jordan Busher, number 62 now, I believe,
yes,
for the West Coast Eagles. So his jumper was absolutely torn to shreds also.
Yep.
And West Coast, of course, 2 men down. East Perth, 1 down. Elliot Yo up against Amajiri. And as I said, look at the size of him. He's a monster. What is he, 21, 22? Give me a spell.
Look at his rig on it. Would you look at the shoulders and the arms?
20 Weet-Bix, I dare say. But it's a good midfield matchup. Mark Hutchings starting on the pine for the West Coast Eagles.
Thanks to Hungry Jacks. Here's the third quarter.
Good hit out from Jones. I've liked his game thus far. Edwards can't control it. You can tell the rain's starting to pour here at Leederville Oval. Ainsworth didn't get a good piece of it. Doesn't work for West Coast. East Perth mopping up. Masando tries to break the tackle. He's got strong hips, the young man. Has Kerr in release. Edwards just needs to corral him. Gets past him. Blee goes the check side down the line. Fitzgerald and Young compete. Ball at ground level. Dobson. His handball's errant. Foley, a couple of good cracks there. Little toe poke works. Kick inside, Hug. Goes off the deck. Going to see a ton of that in this half. But East Perth have the ball. Jones. Not bad delivery there from Magro. Takes it just below his feet. Marcus paid.
Below his feet?
Yeah, it's impossible, isn't it? I think got the metal detector out to find the ball.
He dug it up.
Goes inside forward 50. 2v1. Good fist from Fitzgerald. Hilly first to the scene. Johnson dispossesses. Yo, clinging tackle on Scott. Umpire plays it on. Robinson's ankle got caught underneath him. He's writhing in a bit of pain. We'll check that out later. High ball inside 50. Busher, the spoil. Feeney off the deck.
Oh.
Danger. The Hulk lurking. Umpire calls play on. And in the end, West Coast, just a high heaving ball to retreat.
Robinson is down and he is angry and he's got a left ankle and he is done for the day. He just thumped the ground behind play, far side of the ground. There he is here. He's in a bad way, Robinson.
Inside forward 50. Good sport from Vardy going back. O'Neill. Second dip, lays the tackle. Magro. He has a crack. Handball out. O'Neill, the only one there. His kick goes a little bit too corridor for West Coast. Edwards Baldwin. Fantastic chase down tackle from behind. That was Deegan. Heavy congested ball at the moment. Masando tries to break another tackle, but the ball's coming back. Free kick to Hug.
Yeah, Robinson's done for the day, done a left ankle, and the lights are on. I can confirm the lights are on. We've found the switch.
The lights are warming up. They're anything but on right now. East Perth have just somehow gained control. Dobson kick inside forward 50.
Good spoil.
Simpson competes. Oh, have a look at that big crunching bear tackle from Jones.
Not again. Foley's going, get off me, mate. You've already put your knee in the middle of me back.
Luke Foley's worn some today, there's no doubt.
Robinson's still coming off the ground.
So they're a man short for the time being.
Two down.
Oh, he's almost let. Is that come off his back of his head?
Yep, it's come off the trainer. Come off the trainer.
You don't see that very often.
You don't. So the ball is coming back. So Robinson's left ankle, and I had the new binoculars on him, and he thumped the ground, and he was 50 metres on his own. He thumped the ground in anger, and the player stopped where the ball hit the trainer. So there's a stoppage here, so that's why the play is stopping as he still comes off the ground.
Well, it was very similar to Jared Cameron's incident where his ankle and leg got caught up in the tackle of the man on the ground, and that just kind of rolled over on Robinson. I'm sure we might be able to see it a little bit later on.
Yep.
But no good.
Getting a bit of pressure on it now.
Mid-season draft, not far away, and just such a quality ball winner from the Royals. It's one they don't want to be spending time on the sidelines, that's for sure. West Coast have the ball in their defensive half. Edwards takes the grab. Plenty of players down the line here.
I was going to say, that's the option. It's the only option.
The long ball, Vardy the target. Jones competes well. Cooley at ground level, sends it back in the direction it came.
That's a oh.
Fitzgerald fist when he probably could have taken it.
Yeah, true.
Edwards, Marlin, he's got onto his torpedo, but it went anything but straight.
So East Perth are down to 2 on the bench. West Coast are down to 2 on the bench.
Edwards, Baldwin, Kerr, they're going to try it very handball. This isn't really the conditions for it, but it's worked on this occasion. Dobson's got Hilly, one more over the top. They've worked it with a string of handballs. Can Lynch finish? From the pocket, it's working back. Jeez, it gave it a good ride. And that's the first score of the term?
Yeah, no, it is.
Goes the way of the Royals, the one behind. 3-goal margin. The rain will get stronger here at Leederville Oval. Ben Johnson's just saying, have I got any teammates out there? I can't see too well.
They are slowly kicking in the lights. They are slowly kicking in.
Foley has it. In defensive 50. No switches on offer. Going to be good old-fashioned wet weather footy. Looking for Yo on a cheeky little lead. Doesn't find him. Goes right in front of Jacob Brennan, who's looking very smart in his purple number.
Double XL.
Oh, it's generous.
Says I.
On the throw-in.
Get in front. Vardy's about 40 metres away from this boundary throw, and I'm tipping a wet ball and this boundary umpire, it's going to go halfway. So Vards, I'd be getting in front right here of Big Scotty Jones.
Ainsworth lurking out the back of the contest.
There it is, in the shallow.
Hutchings on the ground, left foot. Brings it round. Deegan presents well. Blee wearing him tightly. Edwards Baldwin. Not far around it. Hug provides a good tackle. Yo's in there tight. Close quarters for all involved. Edwards has nowhere to go. Going to see some unattractive footy as well, Goss, for this next 40-odd minutes.
West Coast need just one goal. I reckon if they get one goal, the belief starts to come in. They've worked incredibly hard. They haven't been blown away by any stretch of the imagination. They've held their own in various aspects of the game, but they need a goal to lift the spirits for their work.
Good body work from Jones, but it's Edwards who gets the clearing kick. And Deegan plays on. Unsure if it was touched as the call. That makes more sense.
Good kick.
Brayshaw inside forward 50. From behind, Langdon takes an absolute gem with one hand in front of a Sando.
What about the centre ball from Hamish Brayshaw?
Oh, that was class.
That'll please Pesce.
And Zach Langdon, who was sub last week against the Crows, comes back to the WAFL for a full game, and he's going to have to strike it the best he can with a slightly soggy ball.
This is the confidence builder. Right here, right now. This is reward for the arm wrestle. Kicks this, team lifter. Team lifter, something to drive on from.
No breeze to speak of whatsoever here at Leederville Oval. From about 45, gives it a quality ride, and that's the steadying goal they needed.
That is a very good goal, and it comes from genuine hard work in this opening 6 or 7 minutes of the quarter. It is a genuine reward for effort. A lot of hardness, a lot of 50-50 balls going their way. Edwards looks like he's back in the contest as well. Liking what we're seeing here right now. That is a true reward, and well done to Zach Langdon. Coming off the ground for his reward, being replaced by Rebellion.
As I said earlier, 8 games so far in 2021.
How you going reading your notes here, mate?
Oh, it's pretty difficult. You got your iPhone for the torch? Oh, my goodness.
It is so dark.
Obviously, the 31 games for the Giants before he moved over. Very handy addition to the West Coast Eagles small forward patrol.
All right, win the ball in the middle. East Perth have been very good in basically stopping any sort of continuity out of the middle for West Coast. So they'll be trying to level this one again with Jones.
Lynch is dispossessed. Schumacher finding some time in the centre bounce. Foley's run down by Hilly. Ball spills out. Crowd want to see a reward, but the umpires will be swallowing the whistle a fair bit this afternoon.
Yeah, I think so. It can be very hard to pin guys for holding the ball in these conditions.
Jones and Vardy do battle once more. Well collected by Schumacher. He's dumped in the Yo tackle. Such strength from the Eagles midfielder. Clearing ball to the wing.
Good spoil.
Good leap, in fact, from Eaton. Even better spoil. Masando does well to get a possession out. Blee hacks it forward. Will it sit for the big fella? In fact, he lets Schumacher take it. Hoyt round the body from Lynch. Amajuri presents well. Fitzgerald, little tap. Feeney.
Oh, give it.
They combine well.
Edwards is on his own.
Marlin can't take it. Magro. Oh, it's going to be a free kick, however. High contact. And Jaden Magro is going to line up for his second of the afternoon.
Edwards was there, and I don't know why they refused to give it to him. I know they had to take possession. Edwards was out left of pitcher there, and a bit earlier than back then, and he really needed the footy. They would have been out here. He was on his own, 15 metres on his own, albeit I think the East Perth runner was filling space.
It was a tough moment there from Lennon Marlin. Couldn't control the ball and gave away the free kick. And the distance will be no problem from Magro. East Perth searching for the quick reply. Gee, that's a quality strike. He's such a great ball user, and that is number 2 on the day.
It's the same area. First caught up in the same spot. So that's a good steadier, East Perth. Very good. And I don't want to harp on it, but gee, West Coast could have got out if they'd used Edwards, who comes to the bench right now. So they basically made heavy weather of it after that. They needed to flick it out to him. He was on his own, but I do genuinely think the East Perth runner was filling space, and that sort of worked against as Elliot Yeo comes off the ground, replaced by Zach Langdon. Again, it's minutes. It looks like it's the same time almost every quarter around this time, and he'll be off the ground for 4 or 5 and come back on. So it is all about the minutes for Elliot Yeo. Zach Langdon comes back on and goes straight back into the middle of the ground.
So Jaden Magro averaging a goal a game in 2021. Already beat that so far this afternoon. Originally out of the High Wycombe Footy Club. Ball back in the middle. O'Neill fashions it off the deck to centre half forward. Brayshaw commits. In the end, East Perth have the ball. Blees high kick to no one in particular. Scott competes, as does Brayshaw. Back to Hutchings. Ball, dangerous areas. Rebrilliard fights hard. Fulgrave on hands and knees. Sets a task for Amajiri. Deegan working hard at ground level. In the end, the umpire will throw it up. 25 out. Plenty inside forward 50 for both sides. Ajang front position. Vardy competes. Amajiri just throws it on the boot, but it's all West Coast. Johnson takes it. He's going to wheel around. Gives it a fair dip from about 60 out, but he's hooked it. Never gave Vardy a chance, really. Through for a minor score.
We're about to get fed.
Wow.
They're bringing food.
This is the first?
Hey, doesn't happen at home.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll open the door and get the food in, boys.
All right. Can we have a 5-minute break?
Thanks, East Perth. Good on you. Good job.
My goodness. Eden strolls out. Thank you, Tim. Long ball.
Still taken care of.
Schumacher flies at ground level. Well picked up from Magro. So clean. Schumacher's kick to Scott. Can keep going and have a look at this. Hilly's out. We've got Simpson one out in the forward 50.
You're going to get back
against Busher. Leads back up. Was in no man's land, sadly. That ball movement just a bit too slick. West Coast caught on the counter.
So here he is. He hadn't had much of the footy, Ed Simpson, but he does connect every time. He's got this unique kicking style. This is the toughest of the lot, though, albeit he's close to goal, but he's on a 60-degree angle. He's 5 metres in from the right-hand boundary line.
3-goal margin, a chance to extend for East Perth. And Simpson, with that very unique kicking style, going to have to slot it. Relatively tough angle on the wrong side for the right footer. In the wet. Going to take a good effort from here. And he's made the umpire work pretty hard.
Barely snuck it in. Now, we have had a request from a couple of viewers who are watching us from Sydney Town, over there in New South Wales. They want to see Zach Langdon's apparently the feed cut out at the time, so we are trying to track that down for you, lads. So for those who are watching, the Zach Langdon mark on the Hamish Brayshaw square ball, and also the goal in the end from Zach Langdon. We'll get to that to you in a moment.
Jamison from behind. That's a good grab.
That's what I'm talking about. Go up and try and use it. Don't try and take everything on your chest, kid. Back yourself in. Well done. Over the top of the Jang. That's a good mark.
Thought about corridor. Wants to go Vardy down the line. Geez, he was manhandled by Fulgrave.
Correct.
Umpire agrees.
Yep, being held.
He's got Hutchings down the line. That's ignored. Long ball. High ball. Inside 50. Brayshaw uncontested. Edwards Baldwin just caught napping a little bit there.
They all thought it was going to be a deeper kick. We'll get to that replay in a moment of Zach Langdon's wide shot mark, and for those who want to see it. But in the meantime, now, kicking's not been his strong point today, strong suit. The Hammer Time. Don't forget you get his Hammer Time votes on the Coast to Coast podcast, or if you give 3-2-1 for the best player in the AFL.
Very important kick, but no doubt a tough one. He's going to have to strike it from the paint of the 50 with a wet ball.
Yeah, no, especially wearing big shorts.
Gives it a good ride, but it's just got a little bit of draw to it. Goal square. Oh! It's off the deck. Oh, goodness. It's on the wrong side of the post. Oh, that was a FIFA cheat goal if I've ever seen one.
It was. He had to be quick. It slipped off the side.
I've almost smacked my head on the roof there, but excited. Oh, that ball drop was no good. Have a look here. Hutchings. Oh, as it's come off Scott's boot in the end.
In the end.
Frenetic play in the Eagles goal square.
Anyway, on the next stoppage, here we go.
Clearing kick, Jamison, good fist. Kerr handles it well.
Here we go, we're up and about now.
Round the corner, Foley takes it uncontested.
Repeat entries, that's what they need. Don't go back, go forward. Foley.
Not a lot of room to operate.
Oh dear.
Again, high ball, inside 50. Vardy steaming out, a Jang front position. Eaton searches for contact, then gets rid of it. Simpson's had to work a fair bit up the ground for this. Magro along the deck. Schumacher, great handball, and here they go, the Royals. They've got a little bit of time and space. Kerr, handball to Hilly. Just one number inside forward 50.
Robinson's back on the ground. He's come back from the
Lazarus.
dead.
He's back. Ankle replacement in the last 5 minutes.
He was having his leg amputated at one stage.
Feeney's kicks in a dangerous area. Good grab there from Edwards Baldwin. Umpire calls play on. The kick is a dart. Oh, what a ball. Comes off of Magro's chest. Opportunity goes begging for the Royals.
Free kick.
Oh, more sloppy play here in West Coast defensive 50. Unsure who it's going against. We'll have to see the replay, but the end result, another shot on goal, 35 out.
It's against Feeney, I think. Yeah, Lock Feeney. And Magro, you just mark him down in the book. This is his absolute bread and butter. Set shot, this end of the ground.
Let's have a look at this.
Must have been the left hand.
Oh, goodness me.
Well, it must have been the original contact coming the other side.
I don't like that, Tim.
Well, I know, but you're
his
here.
right arm rubbish.
Mate, you're up here and they're down there, mate. So let's just be a little bit careful.
Magro for his second goal of the quarter from a free kick. He's got plenty of hook on it. And they say the gods don't lie, Timothy.
Mate, we can't see it from that angle. Anyway, any chance
you see the zoom on that camera?
Can we
state of the art?
Can we get Zach Langdon's mark, please? I'm getting texts all around Australia. We want to see the
You've
Zach
never
Langdon
been so
mark.
popular, Tim.
Well, blokes just want to see, mate. It cut out.
I wouldn't mind seeing. Very dark here at Leederville Oval. Yo competes.
Here's the replay of Zach Langdon's mark. It's the wide shot, lads. There we go.
Masando front position. Looks like he's going to gobble it. Oh, sorry about that. My goodness, that's quality.
Is that worth waiting for, JK? Anyway, we'll have a throw in at left half forward.
Of course, we have all the West Coast travelling squad probably watching it in a hotel room somewhere in Western Sydney. A few extra Gatorades if we get up this afternoon. That's a fair bender from the boys. Young's got a chance here in forward 50. Gives back to Simpson. Snaps on the right boot. But uncontested, Foley takes a good relieving mark for the West Coast Eagles.
It probably wasn't worth waiting for, to be honest. It was a nice mark. No disrespect, but it's not exactly the mark of the century.
I think you're in freezing cold take there from you guys. It's unbelievable, bro.
It's not flying.
Masando. Oh, who's going to be flying in this weather? Well, it's absolutely sheeting down. Masando, long ball outside 50. Who's flying? Jones up there. Ball at ground level. Hilly collects. Oh, he's gone for the miraculous. Gave it a fair crack. On the wrong side of the post.
It's very cork in the ocean.
Mate, if rain comes in sheets?
Yeah, I know that. But
okay,
if his name's Hilly, I bow to the better judgment. But you've called him Hilly all day.
You should never doubt me.
I've got to find out.
Yep.
I've got to find out.
How long have you been in WA footy for? How long have you been playing? Shouldn't you know?
35 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to do your research.
You're the one bellowing out Hilly every time.
I've got to yell something out. One kick from Johnson. Jamison competes well.
Just want to keep him doing that.
That's well read, though, from Fulgrave.
Oh, well done.
In fact, Fulgrave's the one who's kicked it. Cooley, right place, right time. Fulgrave's had 4 touches in 20 seconds, according to the commentary. Schumacher shirks the tackle well. Edwards Baldwin, great releasing handball. Stand right, and the new jumper has a fair dip, and he's just missed that. East Perth peppering at the moment.
They are peppering away, and this game should be long gone.
They kicked 1-5 in the term, the Royals, to 1-1 West Coast.
Oh, chicken curry this with mash.
Don't open it yet. It's going to go cold. God.
Well, it's nice.
Smells all right.
I can't see it, but I can smell it.
So what have we got the margin here? 20 points at the moment.
Yeah, need another goal. We need a goal badly.
Jones front position. That's a good take. Jamison just boxed out of it on that occasion.
He's worked hard, Jamison. Really hard at every level so far today. He must be sucking it in deep.
Little dinky kick from Jones. No player getting a decisive fist on it.
He's back. Lazarus.
Robinson worked well. High ball, top of the goal square. Chance for the Royals. Magro. He's been at his productive best this afternoon. Good tackle on that occasion from Busher and the new number 62. Sounds like the rain's coming down heavier and heavier here at Leederville Oval. Jamison could hit out. Dobson, he's being hung on to, and the umpire spotted every bit of it. He's going to have a shot at 10 metres out slide angle.
I'd love to see the replay. He probably didn't gain full possession. Feeney has given up the free kick. He shouldn't miss. He's a strong man, and he's a pretty good goal kicker. Mitch Dobson's already kicked one today.
That's right. His best result back in 2019.
Oh, dear.
Oh, he hasn't got the line on
what is he thinking? What is wrong with blokes nowadays doing that? I mean, he's 20 metres out. If he can't kick through a gap that big from that range and from that angle, he should be playing for the East Perth reserves, because that is just dime a dozen stuff. That is just so simple.
Premiership team, the East Perth reserves. No slouches. 1 goal 6 on the quarter, though. Wasted opportunities.
That's just simple, Mitch. You're better than that.
Long kick. Schumacher sitting underneath it. Jamison, good
loving
fish.
it. Loving his flying, loving his airtime today, Jamison. His attack on the footy, he's been outsized physically by Jones and Jank, but he has not stopped cracking in. And I reckon that's a real plus today. Callum Jamison, well played.
I'll get some numbers from you soon, guys. I want to see what the midfield battle's doing, because there's quite a discrepancy at half-time. I want to see if this West Coast midfield's fighting back.
Forgot about the stats. I was worried about getting the replay.
Hutchings handball to himself. It's going to work, though. Check side kick down the line. Brayshaw edged out of it by Fulgrave. Ball fumble from Blee opens the door. Edwards.
Kick it.
Handball inside. Langdon. Circles back. True. Back to Langdon. Kick inside, forward 50 is a bit of a floater. Could work, though. At ground level right, so composed. Goes through Amajuri's legs. Yo, front position, looking for O'Neill, but that ball is as slippery as it gets right now.
Just main midfielders, Kerr 23, Lynch 22, Masando 14. That's the best part for them. And for...
Hutchings leading it for West Coast,
I'm just trying to get myself around it. Hutchings 15. We've only got 3 in double figures. 15 Hutchings, 10 Edwards, 10 O'Neill.
Well, that's going to cause you some problems through the day. Schumacher around the corner. Well read there from Johnson. Jumping in front with a chest mark.
18 inside 50s to 30 East Perth.
Over the head of about 4 East Perth defenders. True 2-on-2 chance. Langdon at ground level. What can he do? Handball. Brayshaw off the deck. In fact, it was Eaton who goes off the deck for a rush behind.
Coaches Aquinas seconds, I think, is Nathan Eaton.
Is that right?
Yeah, in the PSA competition. Good coach, actually. Very calm.
How are Aquinas going this year?
He's going okay, yeah. Under Big Q, the big stick.
Yeah, they knocked us off one year. They're always a very talented football team. High ball. At ground level, Lynch just taps it to his advantage. Busher, a little bit uncertain about what to do. West Coast have numbers going back if they can work this out. Good work from Hill. He just jumped on it, but Hutchings in the end needs some composure and finds it. That's a good ball.
It was a good ball. He could have just blazed away, but he just took a breath.
O'Neill as Feeney short. He wants to calm it all down. We haven't got a time clock or score, so it's a 20-point margin in favour of the Royals. 23 minutes, have we?
Yeah, 23. It's 39 to 19, yep.
Hug kicks it straight into Eaton's face. Wore it well. Amajuri's long ball's going to work. Feeney impacts, but they've all skittled on the deck. Simpson has got some space. High ball. Robinson in best position. Sears needs to hold his ground. In fact, as Fitzgerald did well in the end. A chance for Wright on his wrong side. Ducks back on the left, and that's precise. Didn't want that right side. Had Lynch on offer. Great delivery.
It was great delivery. He's coming off the ground. It looks like Marlin's put up with a bit of cramp. Foley checking back into the contest. Hammer Brayshaw and the big shorts coming off. He's been replaced by Joey Deegan. Did you know he played at North Beach, Joey Deegan?
Oh, you don't say.
Stocks, you know him?
Everyone should know. The next Nick Reed, I hear. But a chance for East Perth to push this lead even further out.
What's he doing now, Nick Reed?
I'll tell you in 1 second. From 40 metres out, Lynch got a little bit of hook on it. It stays that way. So there's 1 goal 7. Yeah. I believe he is an ambassador for the Amateur Football League. And he's an ambassador for the Perth Football League. You know, the amateurs.
Yeah.
So
what do you mean an ambassador? Doing what? What does that entail?
Does it look like I got his KPIs in front of me?
What's an ambassador do for the Amos?
He's basically promoting it. He'll go and talk to schools, talk to other clubs and say, this is why you should come and join the Perth Amateur League. These are the pathways that are set up.
Good gig.
Yeah, great one. But I think he's still teaching for Crean as well. Anyway, I digress. High ball.
So is he playing for Amos?
Yeah, he's dominating. Go to the beach. High ball. To the paint of the 50 for the Royals. Fitzgerald tried to whack the absolute bananas out of it. Oh, that handball along the deck was gorgeous. That kick was not. It's out of the full.
That's just a kick in hope for Langdon. He had more time, and Jamison had every right. He was just saying, just lace it out to me if you would. But anyway, another turnover. So after the Langdon goal, I felt that we were back in the contest, but we're very lucky to be just within 21 points right now.
Long ball from Blee. Good fist from Fitzgerald. Vardy was worked off the contest by Zhang. O'Neill, good dispossessing tackle on that occasion. O'Neill fighting hard with Amajuri. Ball skittles off True's legs for a throw-in. So we haven't got long remaining in this term. East Perth have been wasteful, but West Coast opportunities been few and far between.
Yeah, no doubt. East Perth should be a lot further in front. But again, with the weather like it is and finishing the game strong on numbers, you never know. West Coast might be able to, it might be a sneaker's chance to hang in this game.
Oh, the handball from Young set his teammate up. Kerr taken to ground. Robinson.
He's back.
How well's he moving? Zhang. Oh, geez, he's moved past his opponent in Sears with ease. Hutchings, handball.
Oh,
Dobson went to deck.
Oh, the umpire said play
I don't know,
on.
the umpire swallowed his whistle.
Oh, dear.
Feeney can't complete that mark. West Coast a little bit fumbly.
Oh, a little bit.
Ainsworth, that's about his 4th kick on the right boot, loving every one of them. Amajuri can't bring it in with the one hand. Hutchings again working hard.
High.
O'Neill taken high, but the umpires well and truly put the whistle away. Yo. Handball just didn't have enough of it. Ball dribbling towards the boundary line. Have no idea what Dobson's aim was there, but it's out of play. Tried to put it into Mr. Whippy's front seat.
How do you reckon business is going for Mr. Whippy today?
No, he'd be struggling. I'll help him out post game. It's the kind of guy I am. Throw in left forward pocket.
Never get the dregs in a Mr. Whippy van, mate. If they start coming through your street, they're just trying to clean out the system. If you hear the music, keep going. Green sleeves.
Ainsworth, a sweeper, puts a fair bit of hook on that ball, and you've probably got to ping him for it. Umpire does.
There's Ross Clendenning down there.
Yes, he was invited by the Royals Footy Club today.
Yeah, there he is.
Do a bit of talking and socialising. The great man.
Great man.
Does it with the best of them.
He does. Very, very clinical.
I'm sure he's thrilled he's not out there in these conditions right now.
Does a great job with Tyson Beattie at home before the bounce.
He does indeed.
Pre-game show.
Lynch goes for a trot. Sends it high. Tall timber in there. Ajang, one of them. At ground level, Johnson embraces the tackle from Simpson. You would have to think very deep into red time here in the 3rd term. West Coast just need to hang on. Hutchings, high clearing ball. Amajuri sits underneath it. Almost a free kick. Umpires waved it on. Ball out of play, and there's the siren, Tim, to wrap up this 3rd term.
Yeah, it was 3rd term with dogged by pretty ordinary weather. At the end of the 3rd quarter, it is East Perth 5-10-40, West Coast 2-7-19. Magro's kick 2, Simpson's kick 2, and for West Coast, singles to Jamison and Langdon. We take a look at some of the action of that 3rd quarter. Thanks to Hungry Jacks. Strong tackle by Elliot Yobe, and that's where Robinson did his ankle, and it looked like we'd never see him again, and his career could have been over.
That's right.
But hats off to him to come back out. That's courageous, and that's the goal from Langdon after that one-handed mark.
That was West Coast's only goal of the 3rd term, 2 for the day. Magro, he's kicked a couple. And while East Perth were very wasteful in that term with 1 goal 7, they still made the most of their chances, more so than the West Coast Eagles. This is the Hutchings almost soccer. Scott getting in the way. One of their better opportunities for the quarter, and that's the average mark that Tim Gossage reckons isn't much to crow about.
Well, I don't think it warranted us going on a search party to try and find the great replay for the bloke sitting over there in the hotel in the GWS.
Good ball there from Wright, setting up Lynch.
But they've had a chance to see it for their own eyes.
Exactly,
now.
they can judge.
They can judge.
Yep.
And I'm not being critical of him in any way, shape or form, but it's not mark of the year.
Hey, we've got some curry to eat, so why don't we say goodbye to the viewers for a couple of minutes and we'll join them in the 4th quarter.
We'll take a break. 5-10-40 to 2-7-19, 21 points. Thanks to Hungry Jacks. This is our live stream. Eagles versus East Perth. And there it is there. Hutchings with 19, Johnson and Edwards with 11, and Hayden Lynch leads the way with 26. We'll take a break. Come back with all the last quarter action in the gloom of Leader Below. 21 points, East Perth over the West Coast Eagles with a quarter to play, thanks to Hungry Jacks. Let's just quickly spin around the grounds for the other WAFL games for those of interest. Claremont are up by 33 points, almost at three-quarter time against East Fremantle. West Perth are 42 points over Peel. It is Perth over top of South Fremantle by 12 points at Mineral Resources Park.
Much-needed win for the Demons.
East Perth, as we know, are here by 21. And Subiaco by 16 over Swan District in the late game at Steel Blue Oval. The lights are on. You can see the rain coming down. And looking forward to seeing what they can dish up in the last quarter. In summary, from a West Coast Eagles point of view, Elliot Yeo's performance today. For what it's worth.
I loved his first quarter was amazing. It's almost like he hadn't missed a beat. It was almost like his second quarter should have been his first, where he's just warming up and getting into things. He made an immediate impact. And then when you're playing these little 5-minute spurts in football, it's hard to kind of get into the game. You might find your feet and find better positions, but that intermittent bench stints kind of hurts momentum to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I thought he was quiet in that term, but he was playing a kick behind the ball in the second term, so it's interesting how they've used him, Tim.
Last quarter, thanks to Hungry Jacks.
Back in the middle, Vardy, decisive hit out. Good tackle from True. Lynch dispossessed and Stacks on the mill. We'll do it all over again.
I'll give you some stats in a moment in regards to this game. Some of the leading stat getters for West Coast and some of the overall stats, team stats.
Scott has it. Tries to shirk the tackle. Hoiks it forward. Feeney in best position. Did well to get a hand on it in the end. Magro at ground level. Umpires paid a kick and it's going the way of Feeney. 19 to Hutchings, 11 to Ainsworth, Edwards, Johnson and O'Neill. True and Foley's had 10, Brain short with 9. Elliot Yeo's stats so far 9 and 5 tackles. Has been good defensive pressure. He has laid great tackles today.
He certainly has. And inside 50s overall certainly favour East Perth. They are currently 34 and West Coast 19.
Langdon Tamball back inside. Couldn't find a teammate. Brayshaw through traffic. Yeo.
Double figures.
Sends it forward on the left boot. Jamison second to the ball. North hung on to. Umpire didn't see anything wrong with it. Great tackle there from Yeo. Dispossesses Lynch. Off the deck, it works for the Royals. Hilly around the corner. Simpson. Right place, right time.
Yeah, he didn't even know he was there. Just threw it on the boot.
They've got numbers on the wing. Magro's one. Ball should spill out the back. Johnson wearing him. He's got support in Amajuri. Kicks it long. Robinson in best position. Oh, Fitzgerald just got a little bit lost there. Couldn't read the flight of the ball and there's too much experience there for Robinson.
He clearly injured Robinson and he's clearly they're on numbers. He's got to stay on the ground and they've obviously taped it up. That almost came off Fitzgerald's hand then. I reckon it might have touched on the way through, but still a mark being paid. And I think Robinson's now
he's giving it off.
He can't kick it.
No, he's in a fair bit of strife and it was the right decision. Quality finish there. Another goal to the Royals and it's Kerr putting it through.
It is. So Robinson is playing. I mean, we made light of it, then came back on, but he looked dead and buried. He showed a lot of courage to come back on. He's a tough cookie, and that is he's clearly playing out of the square now. He's just basically filling a number for East Perth. When you mark like that, and the smarts to give it off, clever work, and that is almost the nail in our coffin. 6-10 to 2-7.
So for anyone just joining us, Goss, it's unfortunate injury news again on West Coast front. Jared Cameron doing an ankle on the second term, and it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, it did.
He had to be helped off the field. No further part in the game. Jalen McGee brought off with concussion, put his head over the ball. Gutsy stuff in front of the broadcast wing. And for East Perth, we had Jackson Cahill do a hamstring in the opening minute of the game, I dare say.
15 seconds.
Going to restart play again. Elliot Yeo still having a bit of CBD time. How's the barrel from big Elliot Yeo? Bouncing inside 50. North first to it. Little tap to Cooley. Masando provides support. Down the line, Jones. Think he's been one of East Perth's best today.
Well done, Johnson.
Good body work from Johnson. Yeo again round the corner. Jamison flies early. Blee collects. Down the wing and Jones. Got a fair bit of space. Can't complete it. Yeo
Great
there.
tackle.
Another tackle. Probably his 7th tackle of the
he's got
game.
another string.
How many torpedoes does he want to have? Inside forward 50. Oh, fair effort from Langdon. Almost took another one-hand screamer.
High tackle.
Umpire's going to pay it. And he'll have to crunch this from probably just inside the 50.
He's gone at the one-hander. He said, if I can stick one time, I'll try and stick a second one, is Zach Langdon.
So who's going to get a bigger crowd turnout? Yoey's return today, or if Luke Shuey comes back through the WAFL in a few weeks' time, Gus?
Well, probably weather permitting, probably Luke Shuey. A fine day. They'll probably come in their tens of thousands.
I'll never forget when Nick Nat made his return down at East Freo.
Crazy.
That was a circus.
It was a circus, but in media.
Played all right too. think he got drug tested a fair few times. He was targeted. Langdon.
Good kick.
From just inside 50.
Good kick.
It's going to struggle for the distance. And the umpire said not enough. Just the rain preventing that extra foot it needed to get over the line.
The big Vards need to come in and make a big shepherd. Anyway, 6-10, 2-8. Hanging in there today. A little bit better. Mind you, they are playing against a team who haven't won a game this year, but certainly the output, well, the input and the output have been better for West Coast today.
East Perth clear, long ball. Goes out the back, through a Jang's hands. Amajiri off the deck, keeps it in play. Johnson keeps it in front of him, but can't take it in the end.
Rig.
Amajiri, Magro. Long ball, Robinson again one out, and geez, Fitzgerald's having a few problems with the great man. Handball to Young. He's got a step on Fitzgerald, runs into an easy goal. And East Perth is putting the icing on the cake here at Leederville Oval. That's their second goal of the quarter.
Now, Robinson is a very good player, and he's just playing. I mean, he's had a bit of help. He's had his opponent certainly has misread the play a couple of times. But Robinson's fed off for 2 goals in this quarter, playing on one leg and doing a terrific job. So well done, East Perth, who got him on a break basically.
A tough matchup for Fitzgerald, that's for sure. He's been one of the most impressive early doors for this West Coast WAFL team. Had a bit of injury trouble in the middle there. But I just don't think you really want to be playing him one out against Robinson. It's a tough matchup for him.
I would make a change and I would put Marlon on him.
Oh, did you see him go to him? Because that's exactly what happened.
Well, it's just a better matchup, isn't it, for size?
It is, but this game...
It's gone.
Well and truly wrapped up.
That's okay. That's okay. Minutes for the players, minutes for Yo, minutes for Vardy.
No more injuries. That's all
Hutchings.
we're hoping for here, Tim.
Correct, Wade.
Hats off to East Perth. They've done well. They're going to collect their first win of 2021. They came agonisingly close last week against South Freo. Should have even pinched it with a couple of late misses on goal. But they've able to rectify it and steady the ship this afternoon.
It looks better in 22, Stan, right?
Long ball from Ryan and Hilly. That's an amazing mark. Takes it away. Plays on. Top of the square. That's brilliant individual work there from Shane Hilly.
All right, now, albeit the game is gone, but this is not a time for West Coast to put the cue back in the rack. They need to start to set themselves up in the middle of the ground. It was a missed kick by O'Neill, which led to the turnover. As Hill, I like to say, kicks the goal. So this is certainly raining goals in the opening minutes of this last quarter. So they've got to set up here properly. They've got to absolutely start taking some pride in their performance here, especially in the midfield where they've lowered their colours in particular in this quarter. Yo was very good early. In fact, O'Neill's coming off limping now, looking at their right leg down on the boundary line. He is limping quite noticeably, and his last kick, who didn't strike it at all well, led to that turnover and the eventual goal. So there might have been reason for that. So margin's out to 38 points, so they've basically doubled their margin inside the last 7 minutes of this quarter.
Back in the middle, Jamison taking ruck duties against a Zhang. Elliot Yo.
That's a win.
Round the corner, Brayshaw tries to take it on his chest, loses touch of where the ball ends up. Lee, back feed, puts Cooley under the pump. The captain back in it for West Coast.
Oh, that's a strong tackle.
Ball spills out, Hutchings. Been the best midfielder for West Coast this afternoon. Ainsworth, another right foot kick, and there's Vardy steaming out. Takes a good chest mark. He'll line up, 25 out.
Open forward line, quick entry, man in front, and it sets yourself up for a set shot from 30 metres out.
I think Ainsworth's going to have a bit of bone bruising on his right foot by the end of the game.
Yeah, he's certainly been their best midfielder, along with Hutchings.
Nathan Vardy for his first of the afternoon. For West Coast's third goal of the day. The big fella strolls in and the goal umpire does not move a muscle. Good reward for effort there from West Coast. They get one back.
21 to Hutchings. Elliot Yo's got himself to 13. I think he's doubled his output in this last quarter. Ainsworth 12. Johnson 12. Brayshaw 11. Edwards 11. O'Neill 11. Stats aren't everything. True 11. 10 to Foley. 10 to Jamison. And 7 hit-outs with a couple of marks as well. Zach Langdon's had 10. And the big unit, Nathan Vardy, that was just his 5th disposal with 19 disposals and a goal.
Just 74 games in his 9-season, Vards. In and out, injury form, all of it. Premiership player, but would love to see him have another good run at it in the back half of this 2021.
Well, it could be important. You need your bigs, don't you, at the right end of the year, as we've seen before. with Nick Nat going down in 2018. Open the door for Vards and a few others.
Ball back in the middle. True. Minds it out. Hutchings. Back feed. Ainsworth. His kick's errant. All Scott on that occasion. Plays on. Spots Lynch on the wing. On the forward flank, rather. Feeney does well to get a fist on it. A few players overrun it. Lands back into Feeney's hands. Hutchings takes the tackle. Called high.
Really?
And have a listen to the crowd if the effects mic is humming.
Oh, look at the East Perth. Look at the East Perth men.
Yeah, going to get their first win of the year. They're still carrying on down there. You're going to love the passion. Hutchings has it for possession number, what, 24?
Yep.
Sure. That works.
No, that was 24.
Down the line. Jones front position. Scott's kick went a metre in total. Langdon just gives it straight to Masando. That kick goes through the chest of Foley. Hard footy to handle this afternoon. Hutchings' kick was a brilliant switch in the end. Busher's got a bit of space. Got a loose player on the wing. That's the skipper, Brayshaw. Chip down the line. Works for Hug. West Coast quite methodical now from half back to just forward of centre. Hug goes the long option. Oh, geez, it's almost ended up in Yo's hands. They're going to play a push. It's going the way of Scott.
So they're just going to hang in here, West Coast. They're not going to win the game, but they just want to finish, as you've mentioned. It's good news that O'Neill has shrugged off that limp earlier and he's come back onto the ground. So they've just got to get through unscathed with a lot of attention on Elliot Yo.
Jones front position. Ball at ground level. That's an untidy attempt there from Kerr. As we say goodbye to Tim Gossage on his way to Optus Stadium to call the Dockers game in no doubt sublime conditions.
Get to the car first.
Thank you for your afternoon, Tim.
Oh, well. Go West Coast.
Throw in far side. Jamison from the back. Goes off the deck for a second attempt. Ball trickling to the line, but it's going to be a free kick, and you'd have to say maybe a kicking in danger against Jamison. East Perth will take it. Amajuri. Short pass. Finds Lynch. Not a heap of spare options in front of him. Dobson's one, though. Lynching's ran off him in the end. Created a bit of space. Wheels around. Got a fair leg on him. Sets it up inside forward 50. Jones flies. Good spoil, Jamison. Great work there by Young to evade the tackler. Pressure's on here for West Coast on the last line of defence. O'Neill just gets it out of there. And Langdon done the best with his opportunities this afternoon. That short kick's one he'd rather forget. True, I believe. Amajuri has it. Wide handball. Kerr has Hilly with room. Drops what he should have taken. Jamison tries to corral the little fella. Round the corner. Busher drops it. Young harassing him at ground level. A chance for the Royals. Round the corner. Oh, that's easy stuff there from Lynch. East Perth's fourth goal of the term. And the floodgates certainly opening up here for the home side. That's his first of the afternoon. The Prendergast medalist of 2014, 2017. Had it 35 times last game against South Fremantle, one of their major weapons in this East Perth midfield. He caps off his day with a major. So the result done and dusted here. Halfway through the fourth quarter. Playing for a bit of pride and form at the moment. 38-point margin. And the rain has been coming down very steadily since half-time. Dry game of footy for the first half, which was remarkable considering as though what Perth are about to be on the end of in the next few hours. Good luck to anyone going to watch some footy at Optus Stadium. If you're not undercover, you're having a terrible time. Volley kick from Kerr's got a fair bit of carry to it. Young out the back of the pack. Skews off the side. I was going to say skews off the side of the boot, but it worked perfectly for Lynch. Umpires called play on. Johnson's handball too slick for Busher. Gets a second dip at it. Important tap. Marlon's had a fresh air handball off the deck. He gets a chance for a reprieve. West Coast looking a little uncertain in the last few minutes. Dobson has thought about having a full ping from 50. Says, no, I'll settle things down. Gives a chance for West Coast to flood back with numbers, but every chance to make the distance from here, I reckon. Mitch Dobson, despite the waterlogged footy, he's got a big leg on him. And that is a major ruse. Got the distance covered. That is a brilliant goal from Mitch Dobson, his second. East Perth's 5th of the quarter. And all of a sudden, this lead has just ballooned out in the 4th term. Get a second look at just how far this travelled. Wonderful effort. Super boot. As we go round the grounds, having a look. Claremont in control. 82 plays 31 against East Fremantle. Perth, much needed victory against South Fremantle. They're up 15 points. You'd think enough time's passed there. West Perth leading Peel, 74-38. And Swan Districts trailing Subiaco by about 8 points in the 3rd term of that game. We're back into the centre now. Ainsworth has it. Amajuri runs him down brilliantly. Done cold there, Braden Ainsworth. And Christian Amajuri, the 21-year-old, gives off. Right. He too, thumping left boot. Sends it long. Feeney front position. Magro competed well. Hilly spins out of trouble. Magro again. Gives to Schumacher. Round the corner. Aren't the opportunities coming thick and fast for the Royals at the back end of this game? Another behind. In fact, it's their first blemish on the scorecard in this 4th quarter. 5 goals won for the Royals. It's a fair rectification from 1 goal 7 in the 3rd term. They're right in that ship. Johnson strolls out. Gets plenty of distance on it. Jamison flies through his hands. Deegan cracks in, as to Edwards. Good handball inside. Hutchings gets onto the torpedo. One-on-one. North, O'Neill. Ball spills out the back for Xavier. Here's a chance. Dribbles along the deck. How's the bounce? Just to the wrong side. Good transition play there from West Coast, going coast to coast, but just for behind. It's their 2nd score of this last quarter, but again, just a minor score. They come out of the broadcast side. Eaton, long ball. Ajang flies. Good spoil there from Jamison. Magro and Busher compete. Ball trickles out over the line. Good reward for effort for East Perth this afternoon. They were very competitive against the Bulldogs 2 weeks ago. They will be belting out the song for the first time in season 2021. Jamison held on to by Ajang. And he'll be able to send West Coast forward. Oh, that kicks well off the side of the boot, but it does open the door for Ainsworth. If it sits, we'll tap the Foley. Just goes off the deck, makes it someone else's problem. Brayshaw worked off it by Blee. And that's too easy. Young eventually takes it. Goes the far side. Well-weighted kick for Kerr and good hands in these conditions. Takes the mark. Waits for a bit of support to move forward. Not in a great hurry. Good darting pass. Finds Hilly. Handball back inside. Amajuri. Good ball movement now from East Perth. Ajang the target. Good spoil again from Jamison. A chance now. Moving forward from about 2 metres out. Party time for East Perth. Young gets in on the action. And their 6th goal of the quarter. Again, look at these numbers from East Perth streaming forward. Great release handball from Dobson. Hutchings going for the smother and just gets under his hands. And tough day at the office for West Coast. The margin not really symbolising the battle that we've had this afternoon. Eagles well and truly in it for the majority of this game, but East Perth is showing a bit too much class this afternoon as the game has worn on. We'll run through the major ball winners from both sides in a moment. Almost ticked over 20 minutes here in the fourth term. For those still hanging around and watching this contest. Now a 50-point margin in favour of the home side. Jamison goes up, almost uncontested in the end. Edwards can't take it forward. Edwards-Baldwin, however, streaming through. Hilly releases in the tackle. Edwards-Baldwin again with another crack. Kerr, high ball forward. Out in front, Simpson has a good dip. Good pressure in the end. Reckon it's from Busher from behind. Brings the ball to ground. Have a throw up inside East Perth forward 50. Zhang takes it out of mid-air. On his own, snap round the corner. This would be something special. Great work from Busher, keeping the ball in front of him. Magro, good release. Schumacher never had the line, and Jacob Brennan with some impressive soccer skills back there. His claim to fame, one of the worst sportsmen to be an elite sportsman, Jacob Brennan. So it's footy, daylight, name another sport. Great kick out of fullback there from Foley. Finds Fitzgerald. Oh, Feeney drops a simple mark on his chest. Magro there provide pressure. Scott can't keep it in his possession. Magro again with another crack. Hamajuri keeps it in. It's very slippery pill at the moment. Hug handles it well on that occasion though. Johnson. Hug another chance, but Hamajuri pinches it in front of Edwards. Hutchings creates a bit of distance between the congestion and the ball. Sears on the outside, clever little kick. Sets a task for Deegan. He was up for it, but even better pressure there from Fulgrave. Puts the ball over the boundary line. For the West Coast Eagles, Mark Hutchings, 25 touches this afternoon, and daylight with the next Eagles player. 14 to Johnson, 13 to Ainsworth, 13 to Elliot Yeo in his return game of footy. 8 tackles for Elliot Yeo. No tackles for the top 3 ball winners for West Coast. We'll check out the rules in a moment. Edwards moves through traffic. Torpedoes it forward. Hard ball to handle. Blee does his best. Cooley, been better this week. Kicks a little bit too corridor for his liking. Johnson takes the intercept mark. Long kick. Dangerous position. Fulgrave does well to keep the ball in front. Wright just releases in time. Hilly, Kerr, play a bit of 1-2. 1-2-3 in fact, but he's retreating distance. That handball's got to sit from Masando. Blee says enough of this. Get it out of here. But it's all West Coast Eagles. Johnson takes the mark. Ainsworth spills an absolute sitter. Hug gives it back to him for another chance. Hutchings. High ball, right half forward. Good spoil from Langdon. Wright mops up brilliantly. And Blee makes sure he hits a target this time, but the target does not oblige. Hill. Little kick over the top. Edwards-Baldwin, clever little toe poke, but Fitzgerald read it best. Preempted the play well. Ainsworth had to get rid of it a bit sooner than that. East Perth again counter. Jones. If he gets it moving forward, West Coast are in a ton of trouble. They've got numbers. Dobson almost booted it directly into Feeney's head. Great smother. That prevented certain shots on goal for East Perth. Hug. Handball was a bit slippery. Free kick not paid to Scott. Play on, says the umpire. Hutchings. Foley. Great instep there from Brayshaw. Then sinks the slipper into it. Long ball. Oh, what a leap there from Rebillard. Got the sit. Very hard to complete in these conditions. Blee round the corner, little dribbler. Fulgrave picks it up. Well tackled on the end by Ainsworth, and he's rewarded, rightfully so. We'll need a few Braden Ainsworth kicks to get a goal in these conditions. Wheels round. High ball to the pocket. No one really flying for that one. Scott mops up. North relieving kick, fortuitous, right into the lap of Kerr. So we'll have a look at East Perth stat winners for the afternoon. Aidan Lynch, 28, Kerr, 27, Dobson, 18, Schumacher, 17, Scott, 17. So not a high possession game, but the cream certainly risen to the top. Jamison jumps in front of that lining ball from Simpson. Gets it back. Give to Johnson. Good ball movement from West Coast. They got a few numbers here in the middle of the ground. Hugs one of them. Handball puts him under the pump though. Ainsworth's tap is clever. Great movement there from Busher. High ball. Hutchings takes it. He's got an option loose in the pocket. All the best kicking it from there, Hammer, but he'll give a crack at it. Not many options inside. East Perth has set up a tremendous wall. And Brayshaw will have to have a dip. Captain of the side, Hamish Brayshaw. 2 years with the West Coast Eagles. He's gone inside. Well done, good ball. He finds Rebillard. Thought he was going to take mark of the year a little earlier. I'm sure he'll take a goal as a consolation prize in this fourth quarter. Quiet day from Liam this afternoon. Former Tiger Colt. 14 games for the West Coast Eagles back in 2019 when the WAFL team was created. He has a good dip at it. It's gone across the face though, and West Coast still searching for their first goal of the final term. 3 behinds to 5 goals won in the fourth stanza. And the result of that is a 50-point margin in favour of the Royals. Eaton again with the kick-out duties. Thumps a long ball. Fulgrave in good position. Jones competes also. They spoil each other in the end. Ball goes out of play. Have a look at next week's games. West Coast Eagles taking on South Fremantle. The challenges don't get any easier for the East Perth faithful out there. They'll be taking on the Claremont Tigers, who are coming off a rather large win against the Sharks this afternoon. Jones front position. Langdon wrap up in the tackle, just got rid of it. Good kick out. Edwards-Baldwin takes it. He wants to move it fast. It's one-on-one inside forward 50. Simpson, good front position. Jamison spoils well, but Young takes it so cleanly off the contest. Good fake from Lynch. One, has a second crack at it. Ball drifting across, and Feeney sees it over the point goal line. And again, East Perth showing a fair bit of control in the late stages of this game. Probably one reason why Johnson's up there in the possession tally, again with the kick-out duties. Short ball to Feeney. Goes for a bit of a jog. That's a tough ball to handle for both sides. Cooley does it best in the end. Kerr's got better as the game's gone on. Little give. Cooley. Scott. Can he finish? Is this another for the Royals? You know it is. The crowd certainly appreciate this goal fest happening in the fourth quarter. They extend the margin even further. It's their 6th major in this final term. As we see the replay, just unselfish footy there from the home side. And a pretty good finish in these conditions, you'd have to say. For those that are just joining us, a couple of injury issues for the West Coast Eagles. Jared Cameron doing a nasty ankle in the second term. We'll have to stay tuned to the St John medical update to see just how severe that is. Having a luckless 2021 so far is Jared Cameron. And Jalen McGee, one of the top-up players, suffering concussion, putting his head over the footy. He's going to receive about 4 or 5 stitches and took no further part of the game. And Jackson Cahill doing a hamstring for East Perth inside the opening minute. Haven't seen too many instances like those in my time watching footy. So a bit of bad luck for all 3 of those fellas this afternoon. Deegan had a crack at it, goes over his head. Rebillard still fighting. North by his side, Eaton over the footy. Umpire's going to reward him. High tackle. Nathan Eaton, part of the reserves flag for East Perth. In fact, I think they've got about 6 players out there, 6 or 7 that were involved in that last year. Now getting their crack at league level. Jones front position, Edwards, crumbs well. Ball inside forward 50, they're going to pay the mark to Eden. Had 2 bites of the cherry and completes it. Byways play on, goes long down the line. Tough ask for Busher against the big ruckman. And have a look at the run that East Perth are still displaying here. Scott with a bit of toe, but Johnson put some pressure on the kick. Fitzgerald, good spoil, but got to get back to his feet. Foley now chasing. Good tackle on Edwards Baldwin. Needs some numbers to support. There's Fitzgerald having another dip. Good to see. And West Coast forcing a ball up inside their defensive 50. All players certainly letting the air go out of this game and don't want to receive any more injuries. With limited time remaining, that handball from Dobson looking for a teammate in Edwards Baldwin, but a little bit errant going out of play. Throw in right forward pocket for East Perth. Ajane doing the ruck work. Haven't seen Nathan Vardy out on the ground for some time, so they've shelved him. Wise decision, and that's the siren. A well-deserved victory for the Royals, their first of season 2021. Another defeat for the West Coast Eagles WAFL side, but it's good to see they're welcoming more Bay players back into the fold as the year goes on. For the East Perth supporters, we'll let you enjoy this song. And there you have it, a 57-point margin for the home side. East Perth getting a much-needed win in their season 2021. We'll go through some ball winners in just a moment, but first, let's see some highlights from today's play in case you're joining us late in the piece. Simpson, quite a force out there this afternoon. Such a handy target to be aiming for inside their four-hard. He kicked a couple of goals, as too did Mitch Dobson. Jaden Magro, the only other multiple goal scorer on the afternoon. And this is back in the day when there was very dry conditions and very favourable football to be playing and watching as far as the fans were concerned. Look at that, such strong mitts there from Edward Simpson, the club's leading goal kicker back in 2020, with one of the best set shot techniques you've ever seen. Very reminiscent of a golf swing. I'm not looking where that ball's going, and it's working for the big fella. And this is back when it was party time for East Perth, when the goals just started to absolutely flood home. So major ball winners. Let's start with the winning side, East Perth. 31 disposals for Rowan Kerr, 29 to Lynch, 21 Dobson, 21 Scott, Hilly 20, Blee 19, Schumacher in his game brought into the side with 18. Tremendous work there from the Royals. And we go over to West Coast. Mark Hutchings has missed about 3 or 4 weeks of footy, and he's returned in absolute style. 28 disposals for Mark. Next closest, Ben Johnson, mainly from his kick-out duties, 19. Braden Ainsworth, 16. Edwards, 15. As too with Zane True. Brayshaw, 13. Elliot Yeo in his return game, 13 touches and 8 tackles. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the final score. Congratulations to the Royals. We look forward to having your company on the next West Coast Eagles live stream, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. Thanks for your company.